Thomas said. My name is Michael Caine, and I like to dig potatoes. Taters. Sorry.
That was the worst West Country accent we've ever heard.
What do you expect? I'm only from near there. But I'm going to continue.
I've got mates from Gloucester, and they'd be absolutely appalled by what they just heard.
Well, luckily, they're not on the stream. Hello.
Have you refreshed it?
I just want to watch the whale bunny as well. Bun. Can you people in the chat hear me? And they say the verdict is
I can hear you.
yep. Well, my microphone is detecting noise. Must be the giant chimneys outside. Just stuck to the wall. Yes, they unfortunately can hear me.
Lucky old them. They can listen to you instead of me.
Oh.
It wouldn't be a season 3 stream without copious amounts of audio issues.
Yeah. Let's continue with the music. Maestro. Let's get this ball rolling. So I like rolling balls.
This is a family friendly stream.
That is fantastic. Wonder if am I too loud enough? Was my microphone picking up the music?
Your microphone shouldn't, unless you have your mic, unless you have the music coming through your speakers and your microphone at the same time. So make sure you're wearing headphones.
But my detecting thing is entirely.
I'm not hearing any feedback.
Music's a little
You're-
too loud.
And you're a little bit quiet.
I'm a little bit quiet. Is that better? Sorry. How's our mate in comparison? Nex. How's Nex in comparison to my voice? Are we about the same, or is one voice dominating the other? Oh wow, half an hour to get that stuff fixed. Solutionated.
Hey, Bunny.
Coolios. Kill.
Yeah, it's all good on Bunny's end. The less said about Bunny's end, the better.
I wasn't going to say anything about Bunny's end.
Well,
This
someone
kid's
had to
stream,
lower the
after
tone of the
all.
stream. It may as well be me.
Someone reminded me this was a kid's stream.
Now you're just going to put the animating software up for the poor little monkeys to enjoy.
Yep, it's loading. I think it's
While
crashing.
Keith does that, for you guys, that's a great way to start things off. was about to launch this wonderful introduction to what you're about to do, and yeah, it's broken.
Beep, boop, beep.
Computer says no.
Computer says no. Oh, come on, you can't be crashing for that long. Oh, now the music's slowing down and breaking. Ugh. Yeah, don't be animated.
One day we'll have a stream that has absolutely zero technical issues. And speaking of streams with zero technical issues, because I'm sure we won't have any, just so you guys know, on Saturday we're going to be doing another live stream with the full Season 3 team. We're going to be grabbing one of the background painters, Sienna, to give you guys a demonstration.
Yeah, this one's just a quick and dirty stream. But you'll get a decent one that's been properly prepared with the background artist, and it's gonna be really good. So skip this one if you want, because it's gonna be just me and Nex nattering on like two old ladies.
You're not allowed to skip it, how dare you? Fanatic Mitchell asks, is Bunny's voice actress there? Because I would love to ask her some questions in her Bunny Rabbit voice. Sadly, no. Gloria is, she's got friends visiting at the moment, so she's not going to be with us at the moment.
Like
at least
I
not
said,
tonight.
Unfortunately, it's just us two nattering on about football, crumpets, Cornish pasties, and the weather. How's the weather, Nex?
I don't know, it's pitch black outside. It's cold outside, there's no kind of atmosphere.
I'm all alone. More or less.
Arson, what's with static background? Keith is just setting up the animation software. He started it and then it crashed, now he's having to reboot it.
Now it's crashing again.
I should have gone to bed.
Well, you can...
I've nothing else, I can take questions while you get it all sorted.
I'll take questions too when it's crashing.
Yeah, Bunny, do your Bunny Rabbit voice, it's always a treat. You can always try force closing it in the process tree key if it's just perpetually spinning its wheels.
Well, I did that last time, I just wanted to open.
She should be yes, Fanatic.
You know what we should have done? We should have animated and done everything in 1080, like HD, 1920 by 1080, and then just use one of those pieces of software afterwards to upscale the quality.
Oh, speaking of which, are we allowed to tell people about what you've been doing for YouTube in the background?
What have I been doing for YouTube in the background?
Well, I'm going to spoil it now, aren't I? Keith's got a how to draw...
Oh, yeah.
No, it's how to draw Sally Acorn.
Yeah, sure.
Some of the guys are going to be putting out some how to draw segments for you guys over on YouTube. So I think Tim's wanting to do one, Keith's doing one. Might get Gloria to do one because she's really good at drawing Bunny.
Yeah, same one. I'm gonna take that away. Good night.
Let me know if that's any better for you, Arson. I had myself on push to talk, and that sometimes gets a wee bit funky whenever I do streaming. So if I still sound like I'm from Cybertron, then, well, you've just rumbled my secret, and I'm now going to plunder your planet for its energon. Hello, Shaq.
How to draw salad. That's tricky. That can be tricky. It's got all those. It's got translucency. It's got wet texture on it. Fibers. It's tough stuff. Oh, that's lettuce leaf, and then you've got like tomatoes. It's still like
Oh, that's a shame, Arson. If you'd like, I can put it back on and we can resume the bleeding. You sound like you're having fun with it.
The scene is actually refusing to open.
Wow. Are you trying to open the scene and the program at the same time, or?
No, I open a program and then load the scene.
Mon Dieu.
And it's just
You don't have anything else running in the background that's chucking things, do you?
Well, yeah. OBS, Firefox,
Excluding
music.
Well, that's a weird thing. Do you normally have the scene open before you launch OBS, or do you always launch OBS first?
I always launch OBS first.
Ah, technology.
I hate this can be a podcast. Season 3 podcast featuring, unfortunately, Keith's voice and Nexus.
Is that just the title of the podcast? Unfortunately, ...
Yes. I could get one of my kids' storybooks. Who wants to listen to the Gruffalo?
Who doesn't? But only if you do the voices.
Oh, of course.
Oh, there is a question. Do you do the voices when you read to Milo?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Who doesn't do the voices? I'll just
Sally would be proud. Do we associate with Archie Sonic Online? As far as I know, Season 3 doesn't really, quote-unquote, associate with anyone. It's kind of an independent, its own thing. I mean, we're obviously on good terms with the people who do ASO, Legacy, Paradox, I forget all the other ones that are out there, Sonic the Comic Online. You know, we're on good terms with them all. Hi there. Oh, well, there's Chief. Yes, Chief, we're still having more fun stream issues. First we had audio issues, and now Keith can't get the animating software to load.
So instead,
now he's going to read you bedtime stories. Lucky old you.
for your streaming pleasure, the Gruffalo said that no Gruffalo should ever set foot in the deep dark wood. Why? Why not? Why not? Because if you do, a big bad mouse will be after you. I met him once, said the Gruffalo. I met him a long, long time ago. What does he look like? Tell me, Dad. Is he terribly big and terribly bad? I can't quite remember, the Gruffalo said. Then he thought for a minute and scratched his head. The big bad mouse is terribly strong, and his scaly tail is terribly long. His eyes are like pools of terrible fire, and his terrible whiskers are tougher than wire. And it's working.
Milo's in for a treat. Milo's in for a treat. Everything that works. He just wanted a big time story read to it. Milo's in for a treat when you start reading in The Hobbit.
Oh yeah, I tried that. He doesn't like it yet because he's too young, I guess. Yeah, but I can't wait to get to
I think I was about 5 when my dad read it to me.
Yeah, I think I was younger. And then because my brother's a bit older, so we read it together with us. Good story. Always
Barely hear you, Sean.
I fell asleep around the not the ogres, what are they called? The mountain trolls, cave trolls.
Yeah, the cave troll, yeah.
Okay.
William the Cave Troll. There we go. You can see it now.
Wicked.
Right, well, for your viewing enjoyment, everyone, today Keith is going to be animating part of, what was it, the guitar sequence?
Yeah. Guitar!
Sonic's going to be jamming out. You can hear me. Cool. You just need to speak up, Keith.
Okay, I think you should do the Gruffalo. I'm getting criticisms. They want a Scottish accent. I can't do Scottish.
I don't think I'm allowed to do Scottish.
Oh, I was at the studio when they were making the Gruffalo. Studio Soy in Germany. The one with the Scottish accent.
I've never seen the film.
No, it's nice. It's good. I mean,
It's just one of those films I just never got around to watching.
it's good. They've done a nice adaptation of the story. Kept true to the essence. No, but the fun thing was going to the studio, and there was the modelers all. The first day I got there, I remember there's this team of set builders and designers outside with a whole model of one of the backgrounds or the environments, and they were spraying it with masks on to set the paint or something so it wouldn't scratch off. And it was just this big fog of hairspray going everywhere. But yeah, good fun.
Just a quick question, Keith. Have you started doing anything on the scene? Because it looks like it's frozen on my end.
Well, I've been telling my story. I took off the sound.
I see. That's okay.
Because I was going to unmute the sound and I'll just play it so we can see what it is unless it crashes. Fun times.
Fanatic Mitchell asks, what did your knuckles portray in Sonic Underground? Sonic Underground was an interesting beast. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, it's going particularly slow. Let me put that on the guide layer. Yeah, let's play that again.
So, have you had much experience with Sonic Underground, Keith?
No, I tried watching it through, like recently, but while it was still on, was it Amazon Prime? But then they took it off like after a month or so. And I didn't get through it. It's got a lot of episodes, and I didn't find them particularly interesting or rememberable. So I don't know.
And I think that was the issue I had with it. It's like I'd essentially come off of the cliffhanger of SAT.AM, and then you had this series which, clearly reused an awful lot of the locations, an awful lot of the, character design assets. You had Robotropolis, you had the SAT.AM Robotnik, but it was all wrong. Jim Cummings wasn't the voice of Robotnik anymore. The sky was red instead of dark blue. It just felt off-brand SAT.AM, and it really, really, really put me off.
I just found it boring, regardless of who the voices were and colour the sky and all that stuff.
It just made me go, it's trying to be SAT.AM, but it's not SAT.AM. It's not for me.
Oh, let me just tidy up these little drawings here. Let me grab. Yeah, there we go. Make a little circle. Get down, tonight.
Although, funnily enough, these days, I've gotten into this weird habit, especially with the Sonic games. Whenever someone tells me, for instance, oh, don't play this particular Sonic title, it's absolutely terrible, it just makes me want to read it. It just makes me want to play it even more, just to experience the jank. And now part of me wants to go back and rewatch Sonic Underground just to see if it is as, quote, bad as I thought it was.
Yes.
Or if there is, a little bit of charm there I could probably enjoy now that I'm a bit older.
That's right. Don't go watching Sonic Underground, people. Reverse psychology. There we go. Maybe
friends don't let friends watch Underground.
You could also.
Are there any of the voice actors here? No, sadly not, Fanatic. It's mostly just myself and the lead animator, Keith.
Like I said,
I know.
Unfortunately,
the direct. It's an unfortunate stream. Yeah, we do have lurking somewhere in the chat the project director, Chief. He's hiding around somewhere.
Chief. Yeah, I saw him floating about. We know you're there, Paul. Chief.
He's a floater.
Ugh. Lovely.
Spoilers next, it is. As in, it is as bad as I remember, or it's not as bad as I remember?
Just it is. Tis. Tease. I like tease. Oh, I'm so funny. I should be killed.
Yes, we're both British, but Keith is actually in Italy, Callum, so he's an hour ahead of me. So for him, it'd be about 6 a.m. For me, it's closing on 5.
Yeah. 1:45.
Can we voice act for you? Yeah, but badly. Does Sonic love playing guitar? Of course he does. He's a cool dude with attitude.
Yeah, who doesn't? He's not going to play the violin. Cool. It's more Antoine. It's not sad like that. Sonic's cool.
Do you guys have any openings for any artists in the project? At the moment, we were recently looking for cleanup artists, although I'm not sure if we filled our quota on that one yet.
Um. Well, always feel free to send stuff to us. And we'll reach out. I'll let you know if you got the chops.
The best way to find out whether or not season 3 is hiring is actually to keep tabs on the Twitter, because they usually advertise when they're looking for people there.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're send us your stuff. Send a private DM. What does DM stand for? Discord message.
Direct message.
Direct message. Okay. What was wrong with the traditional PM? Oh yeah, I guess.
Back in my day, it were ping. Send ping.
I don't know. Sorry, my bad voice. What was I doing? Yeah.
Callum, you're the guy who runs Saturday and Reduced.
Cool.
Oh, hey, loved it.
Good.
Glad to see you on there lurking around. You're doing a fantastic job over there.
Yeah, we love seeing all the little scenes pop up. Has a little.
Although now I've got a question for you, Callum. Out of all the episodes, why did you pick Sonic Racer? Not that there's anything wrong with Sonic Racer. I'm just curious.
Why that one and not my favourite one?
Yeah, why not Sonic Boom? Best episode. It's just kind of funny. I mean, I will always say that Sonic Boom is my favourite just because it's the first episode I ever watched. It's the one that got me hooked. But after rewatching the series more and more, I am so enamoured with Heads and Tails.
Really?
Just because it's the pilot animation. There's something so just charming about the whole thing.
Yeah. I do actually think that's an excellent introduction for Dr. Robotnik and Snively. That's the best. They haven't topped that in the show. I'm sorry. It's just like, oh, welcome.
Just the opening. Nice trip, Dr. Robotnik. Yeah. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to do it. And Cluck was there. I like Cluck.
Yeah, there was a thing that was sadly missing from season 2. There wasn't enough Cluck.
Yeah. We want Cluck.
Season 3.
Why can't
when
UK
you were kids, was there anything you wanted to see happen in SatAM and did it? Well, as a kid, naturally, I wanted everything from the games to pop up. So, I wanted, the Silver Sonic. I wanted the Death Egg. Yeah. I wanted the Death Egg robot, all that kind of jazz. So, no, but looking back, I'm glad it didn't.
Dear, my computer's chugging.
What about you? Keith? Was there anything you wanted to see in SatAM when you were a kid that popped up or didn't?
Supersonic and that bloody title when it came up. I hadn't seen the episode before, because it was, and you missed episodes. It came up and said Supersonic, and I was like, oh my god, Supersonic! I was highly disappointed. There was no yellow hedgehog about. So yeah, no, yeah, just that.
That's true, Bunny. Yeah, Sonic Racer does have two of the best quotes in it. You're still a little muffin. Is the duck gone?
Who what?
Antoine in Sonic Racer.
Oh. Oh. My computer is a lagging. Because it's rubbish. Don't ever get a
It seems to
Surface
be
Pro.
okay, at least on the stream end. I'm still
Well,
waiting to see if it lags out on the stream, but it's looking okay on the stream.
well, you see, my pen in real life is going across the screen, and then the pen on the computer feels like me in the morning. And is catching up. Slowly. There we go.
Any plans on Antoine having an actual arc into season 3? Ah, well, that'd be spoilers, wouldn't it?
I think there's his episode where he hurts his back and then he's all Quasimodo for the rest of the day. It's pretty arch there.
I was going to say he had his own episodes in season 2, didn't he? He got to have all that fun with Rebecca.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see more Rebecca. Shall we bring her back?
I think we need to, along with Dulcie.
Yeah, in the same episode.
Paul misses Dulcie so
He
much.
does. That's it. I'm quitting season 3 unless Paul signs something to say that Dulcie will be in one of the episodes.
Didn't he say during one of the really early streams that Dulcie was in like the pilot episode, but she's like in the back 6 feet under? Jokingly, of course, but
That doesn't count.
I'm not sure if it was said on the stream or if Paul just said it in like, just for fun in private. He said something on the lines of, "Oh yeah, we're just going to have like an image of Knothole and one of the huts is going to be caved in and there's just going to be a tail poking out. Like, there's Dulcie, you're never going to see her again. There's just this wrecked hut with a tail."
On the wall.
Yes, I remember that one, Stout. The little power rings on the shoes. I think you brought that one up during the Christmas stream, if memory serves. Your idea was to use them in lieu of the shoe buckles that he has in his modern incarnation.
Ah, here we go. I'm breaking the joints at the moment with Sonic, having his arms snap back before he twangs his guitar. Naturally have to have it on ones because it's a fast movement. Okay, well, I'm getting a bit confused with all these colours. Where's the music?
That's a good question. Where is the music? Hang on 1 second. Yeah, it's not on the stream anymore. Did you reach the end?
No, I paused it so I could show everyone the scene.
Fool of a toque.
And I never turned it back on again because I'm me and forgetful. Twang, 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 I should drag the arm a bit more. Yeah. You can always push things. Pushing's the best thing you can do in animation. It can always be more. Unless you're working on all the feature films I've been working on where they want subtle movement and subtle acting, which is great in its own sense. Just as an animator, it's a little bit boring doing subtle all the time. Animators want to draw movement. Flash did its whole deleting the drawing whilst you're drawing thing. Oh, this is chillax, isn't it?
Hello, Filmmaster. Glad to see you drop by. So yeah, just to remind you guys again that we're going to be having another stream. This is kind of a small, quote-unquote, unofficial stream that we're having at the moment. But we're doing a full-blown team stream on Saturday. I think it's going to be a little bit earlier than usual, so it won't be an evening time. I think it's going to be a bit earlier. I need to get some confirmation on that. But like I said, we're going to be bringing in the background illustrator, Sienna, who's going to be doing the live demonstration for you all. We're also going to have Tim on hand. We're going to have possibly Gloria as well, because she's one of the background crew.
Oh yeah.
And they'll be going over what it takes to bring the world to life, because you can see that glorious painting in the background of Knothole. Pun fully intended. I'm going to pretend I'm that clever.
Paintings for that's the background work. Yeah. Stream's going a bit there, so just going to help me.
We're really going to have to get you a desktop, aren't we?
Yeah. Just going to delete some of my tabs.
Oh Lord, you're not like me, are you? You don't suddenly go looking for a reference and then have 4 different windows, each with 20 tabs, because you've just gone down 30 different Pinterest holes.
No, I've got about 6. Having it might blow up.
Worse.
I like my face unsinged. I'm just gonna get a bit of ice for my computer. Not joking. Just a second, take them while I'm gone.
I was going to say, if you're about to open it up and start rubbing it on there, as a qualified tech support technician, I do have to say, use jam, it works better.
Oh, okay. What about mustard?
No, it's not very good in terms of the thermals.
Let's not be silly.
Let's not be silly. Yeah, Bodacious Bo. Keith actually works off a Surface Pro, if you can believe it. Although, because in fact I've been shifting almost my entire workflow over to the iPad, I can kind of understand why. It's absolutely wonderful just having a mobile thing you can just pick up and just go sit on the couch with. Ah, hey, yeah, you're right, Star. I should have said Margarine! I cannot do Snoopy's voice. Bunny, you don't know the half of it. Gloria does storyboarding, she does rough animation, she does backgrounds, roughs, she does arts and crafts stuff on the side. She's an absolute powerhouse. I mean, if I could like work out a way to bottle the energy she has, I would make a fortune. Heck, it would probably run the planet for a year.
Come back.
You know, there are times talking to Gloria, I do kind of feel like a Skeksis. You know, I just want to drink the vital essence so I could, you know, claim all that energy for myself.
She's young.
How dare she? Speak for yourself.
Okay, you're old.
I said, speak for yourself. I don't have to take this abuse. I've got thousands of people waiting to abuse me.
So a way to change, does anyone know if there's a way to change the colour of the onion skin? It's just a sec, it's a bit loud. Turn this down. On Adobe Animate, there must be a way. Let's see. Onion skin.
Is that
Advanced settings.
is that the
Here we
word
go.
applied to?
Red.
Is the onion skin the? I was going to say, is the onion skin the other colours that appear behind the main frame? Or...
The onion skin is that tool that helps you see translucently the frames before and after the frame you're currently on. So you can in between.
Ah, I see.
And the thing is, I was using a blue, and the frame before me was using the exact same blue, so it's confusing. These three colours, so I know what I'm colouring, which is the drawing I'm drawing, which is a reference drawing.
I see.
Where my poor brain goes, there, you know,
Well, it's allowed. It's still early. Would you all like to see Sally go super? I think we all really want to see Antoine go super.
I don't actually want anyone else but Sonic to get super.
You telling me you don't want to see Super Baguette?
Well,
You don't want to see what Antoine would do with that kind of power?
If it would interfere with the whole Sonic being the only one who goes super, yeah.
I mean, I could just imagine Antoine going super, and the only thing he does with it is just use it to, like, you know, paint bad portraits faster.
Yeah, he just
But then
ends up
again, it
messing
does beg the
up
question. Then again, it does beg the question: is what does going super do? Because I mean, I always thought that the whole going super thing was it essentially amplified the core characteristic of Sonic as a character. So, you know, it basically made him go even faster. So if you were to take that aspect and apply it to, say, Antoine, what would be the core characteristic that would become, you know, empowered for him?
The extra
His pride?
French.
You know, would his nose get bigger? Or can you imagine getting extra French?
I think you can get more French than that. He's such a stereotype. Maybe he'd open up his own restaurant. I don't know.
I just begin to be riding around on a bicycle with a ring of onion, with a necklace of onions, wearing a beret,
Yeah.
sipping a glass of wine.
Supersonic music going on in the background.
Played on an accordion. Oh, that'd be awful. The supersonic theme tune, the invincibility theme tune just played on an accordion as he just rides around not on a bike.
Actually, now you say that, I do want to see a super Antoine.
Yeah, see, okay, right, I demand that be an outtake.
If someone could draw a loop and look at Istord, the musician, to compose a track, or rather...
See, the problem is you said Loop and I immediately thought the wolf. Because I'm the only freak out there who calls her Loop instead of Lupe.
You are a freak.
Yeah, well, I still refer to Nagus as Nagus, but that's just me. My brain refuses to acknowledge it in any other way.
I used to do that with the Ocarina. What was I used to call it as a kid?
Bunny, everyone knows what Super Bunny Rabbit does. She just exists. Bunny Rabbit is super by default. You get any more super than that, and she just breaks time and space.
She needs extra bling. Gold. Tinted metal parts.
You wouldn't even need to. It'd be absolutely awesome. Like, Bunny goes super, and all that happens is just like the lopped ear just goes straight. That's it. That's the only change. But you know when that happens that you done goofed. You're in trouble. Yes, Callum, Season 3 is being animated in 4K. I actually tried painting a background in 4K and it almost melted my PC, and my PC ain't no slouch.
Yeah, and this one's bigger than 4K because it's got an extra big background.
Here's a question: when you guys do the backgrounds, I mean, the one I collaborated with you on, Keith, that was obviously over 10,000 pixels wide, but it was obviously a widescreen format. Are they normally that big?
Some are bigger, much bigger.
I mean, as a baseline standard, how big are they standard?
I don't know. At least 4K, and max, like, you have to do a 10 times zoom, so it'd be 10 times bigger, or 15 times bigger. So what's
See, this is the kind of questions, which is why I'm kind of glad we've got Sienna coming on for the next stream, because this is the kind of questions I'd want to grill her over. Because if I go into, say, Procreate on the iPad, there is actually a pre-built canvas size for 4K, but it's only 4,000 pixels by 1,700, and to me that seems far too small for 4K.
That is, I think that's a widescreen 4K as opposed to the 3,000 something by 2,000 something.
Well, I mean, obviously the ratio's there, but it's still like, it seems like the pixel size is just too small. 4,000 pixels just seems tiny compared to like the 10,000 pixel one, we collaborated on.
Oh, that's because I just wanted to be extra. I'm sorry.
Well, hey, it's a safe bet because you can always scale it down and have it look good, but once you try and scale it back up again, problems.
Yeah, and well, actually, with modern technology, it's not a problem anymore. I've seen some pretty convincing upscaling programs, which is going to put a lot of people out of business, but I think that's good.
Oh yeah, do it, Stout.
Do what?
He's going to draw a Sat-AM styled supersonic.
Cool. That would be good to see.
You drew one of them once, didn't you, Keith?
Just for fun.
I think you posted it on. Did you post it on the Sat-AM Discord?
I put it on the Discord, yep. And then it got lost to time.
You still got it?
Still got it, yeah, I've still got it. You want me to bring it up?
I think you should, yes.
Okay, it's not official or anything, this is just me. I don't even know if we're having a supersonic or anything on the show. So this is just me messing about, and I wanted to get some, it was just a warm-up sketch to get some poses pushed a bit further, and I made him super.
Part of the lead writer Eric's plans to remain constantly employed by the crew. He never gives us the full story details. He keeps some of the stuff back and only reveals it when it's time.
Should I?
That way we don't get the.
So should I try importing it into the scene, or will that just blow everything up?
I don't know, considering what happened when you tried just launching the program. I'd say just put it in Windows Viewer.
Yeah, but then I'd have to get OBS to see that, and it normally shows a lot of what I'm doing. I don't want to show people what I'm doing. I don't want to see people. I don't want to see people. I never want to see people. Let's see. I'm importing it into to Flash. See if it blows up. There we go. It worked.
We do actually do streaming voice chats in the Discord server now and again, Stout. Funnily enough, we're actually trialling a thing on the Season 3 Discord. The first week in every month, we're kind of doing a group stream chat thing where people can showcase their own fan projects and the stuff they're working on for everyone to have a nose at. We had a great time on the last one. We had Bunny there showing off her VR world of Knothole. We've had one of the lads on the forums called Good Old Groovy Jake, who's writing a History of Sea3on book, and he was showing off some of his stuff.
Oh, cool.
We had loads of guys showing off stuff.
You said, what's this stuff?
He was showing off some of the research that he had going on in the background. So, some of the images he'd found, some of the sources he'd found, showing us like the layout of some of the chapters, things like that. It was really rather cool.
Nice. Oh, I love this music. So fresh and nostalgic at the same time.
What do you mean, bad times there, Chief? So if this project is ever completed, do you plan on releasing physical DVD copies like the complete series box set? What do you mean, if? And as for DVD... DVD? You mean Blu-ray, surely? DVD.
Yeah,
What is this, the
4K
Dark Ages?
Actually, it's
Could you be-
I'd call it the dark.
You'd be asking us if we're going to put it on VHS tape next?
Please, that would be amazing.
Actually, yeah, can we put, can we put it on VHS tape? Aren't there some groups doing stuff like that? Like bands, they'll like release an entirely new album and they'll just put an entire EP out on cassette tape, just for backers and stuff.
I'm sure there's a YouTuber out there who just takes takes modern films and puts them on VHS and then makes a cover for them and everything and shows you the process.
Oh, that's awesome.
And if there isn't, why isn't there?
You mean Laserdisc, you simpletons. Man, Laserdisc, there's a format that never quite took off. That and mini discs. I remember actually adopting mini discs, and then the iPod came out. I was like, hell. I'm sorry, I loved mini discs. It just felt like the future. Tiny little compact CD and a disc. It was awesome.
You mean the ones like the Sony ones, or just the mini disc like they had on the GameCube?
No, like the ones the Sony had. The ones that were in like a clear square plastic case with that metal tab, and inside there was a tiny CD. Those ones. Yeah. Yeah, funny enough, Fnatic, I actually still use regular DVDs as well, mostly because my only Blu-ray player is a packed-in PS3. And I'm far too lazy to rebuy everything I own on Blu-ray.
Glad I had some time to go back to scene, because just been supervising, so it's mainly just drawing over everyone's work, telling them no.
It's kind of funny in a way, because I was working. We're doing a revamp of the Fans United for Sea3on website, which we're basically just retooling into a full-blown Season 3 website. And one of the dividing pages, Keith, is one of the page dividers, is actually your rough sketches of this very scene.
Ones
I just inverted them and put them in sequence, so you just got this like little hopping guitar-playing hedgehog.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, we've got another looping character thing now. That's interesting.
Do we?
Well,
Ooh.
I think if you've just made a piece of animation.
Oh no, I didn't mean I actually looped it. I just mean the various sketches you've done. I basically just put them in sequence. So you've basically got
okay.
just basically the characters side by side, so it looks like a scene of animation, just still.
Gotcha.
Although now you've said it, I probably could have attempted that. That would have been a good exercise.
I don't know if it would be a good exercise. But
Well, it would have been entertaining to try to ape your way of drawing Sonic, if nothing else. I'm too stiff with the way I draw
you
the
meant
little bugger.
you actually redrawing it and grabbing the frames.
Oh no, I mean and trying to fill in the blanks. So essentially, because you didn't have the full sequence, but you had what essentially but the keyframes, and now you're trying to fill in the bits in between.
Oh, I got ya. Like in between it.
It had such an obvious name, and yet I still missed it.
It's alright.
Season 3, another fun question for you. What do you think interactions between the Freedom Fighters and SpongeBob and friends would be like? I can tell you exactly what it would be like. It would be Sonic sitting on the shoreline, quaking in fear because he can't swim.
Yes, though I don't think anyone can.
It would literally just be Rota. It'd be Rota down there having a chat. Actually, I would totally do that. Just an entire episode of just Rota just chilling out under the ocean. Under the sea, down where it's wetter, down where it's better. Take it from me.
Oh, my son loves SpongeBob. He said, "I'll be SpongeBob and you be Mr. Krabs." And he goes anyway.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow, your son hates you.
Oh, you like?
Actually, I was going to say Squidward, I guess.
Oh, you asked me to be Squidward sometimes as well.
You be all the characters no one likes, and I'll be over here being the cool ones.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, be Plankton.
I don't mind. Bad guys are fun.
What
Well,
happened
it's
with the
not really
comic?
bad.
I'll tell you, Full Master, the comic is currently being coloured by moi. We've got Chapter 8, the first chunk of pages, and I'm busy colouring them. So they'll be airing soon.
Look at how happy Sonic is here. Oh. Looks like he's chuckling, unlike Knuckles. Let me get that hand. I'm cheating, I'm copying and pasting the hand. Because that's what you do with Saturday morning cartoons. You copy and paste.
Will VHS tapes come back for Sonic the Hedgehog, or is it too old school? Mate, no, nothing's too old school as far as I'm concerned. Do you know, oddly enough, it was actually Bunny who introduced me to it. There's actually a term for that whole kind of, VHS tape, cassette. It's apparently called cassette futurism. It's a really awesome aesthetic, and yeah, I mean, I love that aesthetic. The whole analog buttons, discs, tapes, that kind of stuff. The only problem I often find, especially in the art side of things, is drawing modern day technology. Everything is just a black slab with a touchscreen, and it's dull. So yeah, cassette futurism is awesome. So yeah, bring back VHS cassette tapes, because as Strong Bad once said, nothing is more durable than magnetic tape. I love that swoosh. It's not even fully animated, but yeah, I love that swoosh. There you go. Oh, that's awesome. That's sort of just upward swing. It's wonderful.
Oh, this bit where he goes.
Release it on film reel. Yeah, that's right, Bunny. Reel to reel. One of those massive one of those massive film cans. Full Master, as far as I understand it, I would probably want to get confirmation from the rest of the team on this one, because I don't 100% know, but as far as I know, the comic is pretty much the plot of Season 3, but they have gone back and tweaked some things. So it's the same basic plot, but with reworks.
Yeah, same story, adapted for TV So Spectre, Peter Jackson, 2 extra uncalled for movies in between, talking about how one of the background characters had a beginning.
From Fanatic Mitchell, serious question. How would y'all react if Sally and Tails got into a fight, considering how close they are? I don't think they ever would. I mean, I could maybe see Tails getting a bit kind of huffy because he's not allowed to go on a mission or two, but I can't imagine them ever having a falling out.
We'll wait until his teenage years.
Oh, Lord, no. It'll be Epoch all over again.
Yeah, he's gonna have like an emo fringe. He's gonna grow that fringe out, or maybe it's called bang.
Oh, no. No, you're going to summon Line Paul if you keep doing that. We're going to have Goth Snively appear again. Life is pain, sir.
This is a bit slower to work with because my computer's chugging. Wish I could do this a bit quicker. But the response time is pathetic. Is there anything I can remove from here that's chugging everything? No. Okay.
Yeah, there's one thing you can remove. It's called the Surface Pro. Wow, wow.
It's the Surface Book 2, actually. What I'm using. What I'd be using.
The rate you're going, I am very tempted when I next do my next PC build overhaul. I'm just half tempted to just mail you all my parts with instructions how to put them back together.
Well, I wouldn't say no to that. Just kidding.
Do you know what's funny enough? It's actually generally what I tend to do with my older tech. Instead of just putting it in a box or selling it, I usually just mail it off to my mates. It's like, yeah, build a you want to upgrade your rig? Here's a new motherboard. Bunny. Tails would never say. Actually, no, he would say butt. He called Robotnik Robotnik.
I love this recorder. Wish I could go that quickly.
Every time I see that little hop, all I can just imagine is the music from. I'm trying to remember the name of the song, and I'm disappointed in myself that I can't. The song that Marty plays at the end of Back to the Future.
I did actually reference that. I looked at it.
That's amazing.
Johnny Be Good.
That's it, thank you. That's all I can just think of is just Johnny Be Good playing in the background.
No bell ringing on this, but yeah. Oh no, it was that was a good piece of reference actually. It's the first thing that came to mind. It's like Sonic guitar, famous guitar parts in movies. Back to the Future.
You mean you didn't reference the epic air guitar scene from Wayne's World?
Do you know I actually never got round to seeing Wayne's World?
Shameful.
Wait, what's wrong here? Why isn't this working? Just say I need to go into thinky mode. So it jumps there, and he lands there, jumps. Well, we've got no music. Has it ended? It's indicated. Right, let's find some more music. Who wants more music?
Play Johnny Be Good.
We'd get a copyright ban.
We would very much so get copyright struck.
Instantly. I remember...
Bunny be teaching Tails centers enhancers. Bodacious Bo. Bunny is a lady. She would never do something so vulgar. Good night, Derek. Thanks for stopping by.
Upbeat and epic. appropriate because we've got Sonic with his guitar. There we go. Oh, you know what I've been listening to recently? A lot. Next. You appreciate this.
Christian rock.
But it has a Chris in it. Chris Barry reading the Red Dwarf.
Oh yes,
story
you've
format.
linked that to Kef.
Yeah.
Yeah, you linked some of those to Kef. I've got the links saved. I usually have stuff like audiobooks playing in the
Really,
background when I'm working on
really
stuff. I've just
good.
not had a chance to play it yet.
It's like what Red Dwarf could have been if they had a bigger budget, and it's quite epic. They would they go into whole. There's like 6 or 8 hours of content of reading just for the episode Better Than Life. You know, because
I love
unlike
that.
the TV show, why isn't this not playing? I'll have to press the play button. Unlike the TV show, they had that trip down to Weymouth Beach on an overcast, cloudy day, and that was supposed to be the Bahamas. Because it's a book, they can write what they want.
That's part of the charm of like the shows from the UK for back then. Every time they wanted to do like a Bahamas beach scene, they did just have to go down to the local beach and just put up tropical sets, and you could always tell it was the UK because it was overcast and miserable.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I never got that it was supposed to. It's like Better Than Life. It's like, why does it look so shit? Yeah, budget.
You could say it's better than life. Yeah, it's like of all the places you could go, why did you choose there?
Yeah.
It's funny enough, it's like going back and like rewatch. I think it was a mate of mine who told me about the streaming service BritBox. So I decided, oh yeah, why not go back and like rewatch some of the old Doctor Who's, and decided to go and rewatch the old John Pertwee ones. And man, every scene they shot in London, given the time period, you'd think an atomic war had just happened. Like everywhere just looks like. I'm not going to use the words, I can't, it's a public stream. But yeah. You think to yourself like, wow, it's no wonder they filmed so much like depressing, grungy stuff in the UK, because yeah, everything looks like it's
Garbage.
apparently the music's a little bit too loud there, Keith. Hello there, Lazar.
There we go. But yeah, what else is there on that Red Dwarf thing? Better Than Life, pretty cool. Oh yeah, there's some interesting stories that they weren't probably brave enough to do on there. It's just great for Red Dwarf geeks. And Chris Barrett really does amazing impressions of all the characters. He does a better Scouse accent than Craig Charles. More convincing.
That's impressive, is the fact that isn't Craig Charles actually from Liverpool?
No, he's from Birmingham, isn't he?
Oh lord, he's not Brummie.
Wait.
Oh, dear.
Or is he doing a Brummie accent and he's from Liverpool? I can't. The accent's a bit confusing to me, so
I'm Googling it. I'm going to have to Google it. I'm fairly certain Craig Charles is actually from Liverpool.
Wait, you're right there. Oh, I'm from Liverpool. Well, no, I'm from Merseyside. Same thing. But yeah. That's why I'm allowed to get rid of.
Yeah, he's from Liverpool, yeah.
Yeah, okay, he's doing a Birmingham accent because the character list is from Birmingham, I think. So he's doing a Brummie, but it doesn't sound convincingly Brummie. So I think.
I never got that from Lister. I honestly thought that he was just supposed to be Liverpudlian.
Yeah, that's what I thought. No, I think
Wow.
he's supposed to have a Birmingham accent. I think, though I could be wrong.
Glad he
I'm double-guessing
doesn't.
Myself.
I'm really glad he doesn't, because I don't think I could root for Dave Lister as a Brummie. I think I would actually vote for Rimmer.
I've grown to like Rimmer.
I don't get me wrong, Birmingham is a lovely city. The people are absolutely lovely. I just cannot abide the accent. As I quite often say, if the British weather could talk, it would sound like someone from Birmingham. Because it's just so grey and miserable.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Have we found a suitable voice actor for Robotnik yet? Yes, but unfortunately he's dead. He's called Long John Baldry.
He's not around.
Yeah, he died a while back. Oh, years and years ago.
Really? Oh, it's a shame.
Sad times because his music was awesome.
Wait, what? Music?
He's a musician. Yeah, Long John Baldry was a musician before he became a John, before he became a
John.
voice actor.
Before you came Bill Bailey. Nice.
Yeah. He was a blues singer. I think it was blues. It was either jazz or blues. But yeah, he died in like 2005, I want to say.
Oh, cool.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, sorry. I was thinking of something else.
Wow,
That came out
rude.
wrong. Yeah, no, that was... Sorry. I'm not good at this whole thinking and animating and talking thing at the same time. I should realise from the last stream, that's why I prepared a bit the rough beforehand for this scene. Otherwise I'd just be, struggling more than I am
It is an
now.
odd thing that. It is an odd thing that, yeah. How I don't want to say difficult, but you trying to talk and draw at the same time. It's oddly distracting to the extent where you do tend to slow down a fair bit.
Yeah, I mean, I could draw one-off illustration, fine, and paint it whilst talking. Just animating and thinking about all the drawings, so it just adds up like tabs open on a web page, not web page on a.
All I'm doing right now is trying to scribble something whilst keeping an eye on the chat wheel and talk to you, and I'm barely putting, stylus to pad here.
It could be because we're just old.
When will we see Gavin in the cartoon? I really hope so.
Yeah, that depends on getting past the pilot episode, I guess. Stuff. 'Cause we need to get to see all the new characters and all that.
I think Eric would be overjoyed to see Gavin animated.
I could always whip up something. Well, no, I couldn't. I don't have time. But, oops, it would be nice. Oh, come on, there we go.
Jump to the foreground.
Oh yeah. It's a bit of a twirly whirly.
Bodacious Bow. Hey, wait a minute, you haven't been doing this animation since 2005, and so I think you didn't actually get Long John Baldry. Curses, we've been found out. We've only been at this a year or two. Actually, how long have you guys been going?
Just over 2 years since I. 2 years since over 2 years since I came on. No wait, when did I come in? It's been over a year and a half. I don't know. That will require.
Time
me
just
to
stopped
sit and
making any
check.
sense in 2020.
Yeah. That never made sense to me. Why? Why is there time? I've always hated time limits in games.
Yeah, no one likes speedruns. Come on, life.
Oh wait, I'm gonna have to. Since I shifted this over, I'm gonna have to shift over these frames as well. I'll do it one by one so I don't blow up the computer.
Looking forward to seeing your Supersonic Stout. We should pause there. Supersonic Stout. That sounds like a really nice drink.
It have to be an easy one that you can drink quickly.
Interactions between the freedom fighters and the cast of South Park. The moment Derek Cartman opened his mouth, Bunny would probably put a fist in it. And then the rest of the gang would probably just go off to the other one's house and just play video games the entire time. Yeah, they just play video games with Kenny.
Does he have enough money for a video game console?
I don't think they'd really care. I don't think Tails would really care. Dirt hockey, there you go. Tails just go play dirt hockey with him.
Oh yeah, a lot north. Well, let me check for this frame what the hand should be doing. By going to my reference video. This is our musician playing guitar. I think I showed that on another stream.
Oh, is that Chewie?
Yeah. Okay, he moves his hand up. Oh, I've got his hand up there. Haven't
That's one of the streams I'd like to get done one day. Just dragging the musicians.
I? Yeah, I did good. Right, cool. Yeah, the musician one, okay. Oh, I'd love if we just did. It was 2 hours of improv. But I think we'd have to pay them for that. Because, you know, it's a lot of work. I guess.
Oh god, can you imagine the levels of audio syncing and finicky that would have to happen to get that to work? You'd have to balance his audio. You'd have to balance the audio coming out of his guitar. You have to balance our audios. We can't even get your audio working.
Yeah, no, it's all I've got is one mic. Shall we tell them about our compositor? Don't know if it wants to be known. I won't say his name.
Oh, I mean the one you guys have been teasing about, but I've not been able to see because I'm not part of the animation Discord. Damn you, Tim.
That's the one.
Really rude of him. It's like, ooh, we're seeing such awesome stuff, guys. I'm like, I haven't seen any of it.
Oh, it's beautiful. My eyes, they're in ecstasy. Oh, I can die happily
Like,
now.
yeah, but it's in the work Discord. It's like, yeah, but I'm not in that one, am I? It's like, oh yeah, you're not, are you? Well, it sucks to be you then. Rude.
Saying that, I sent the poor guy off with some revisions to do. But I mean, that's normal because we're kind of getting the style of compositing at the beginning. And just seeing what works and what doesn't work. And I never sent him the thing. Damn, I have to send him something. No, yesterday I had a surprise visit and totally forgot to send some stuff over. I was supposed to send him. I'm sorry if you're listening. I'm really sorry. I'll send it to you. But yeah, we've got a compositor who's a colleague of mine, an ex-colleague of mine. Well, yeah, because we don't work together anymore. Not that I've hacked him or anything. Hacked him. And he did compositing work on the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, which is pretty cool.
Oh really? We actually got an actual alumni from the actual Sonic movie on board. Wow.
Yep. Did comp work with the VFX team. I think he did comp work. I'm not too sure his exact role. I think it was compositor.
Well, it would be a bad form if he was, I don't know, the T-Man and then decided to join us as compositor.
No.
What did you do? Well, I unclogged the toilets on the set.
No, he's pretty much supervising a lot of it.
Team Season 3, what do you think about Nate Morgan? For myself, I honestly can't answer that question because I have not read the Archie comics, and I only know of Nate Morgan from the original Pitch Bible, where he was described as being this kind of hippie wizard father figure to the freedom fighters. His role was later co-opted and repurposed for the characters of Rosie Woodchuck, and I think it was some of his stuff was used for Lazar. Yeah, that was the original Nate Morgan, but I don't know about him with regards to how he was portrayed in Archie. Don't know about yourself, Keith. I don't know if you know of Nate Morgan.
You know more than me. I don't even know who Nate Morgan is. Or didn't. Until
Well,
gave me
there
that
you
brief
go.
description.
Yeah, in the Pitch Bible, he's the one who helps smuggle Sally out of Metropolis and into Knothole. So he basically has the role of Rosie Woodchuck, but he's also kind of... I think he's described as like a scientist, but he has more environmental leanings. He wants to be one with nature, so he's got kind of this kind of hippie vibe going about him. But also he does magic tricks. So he's kind of like a bit like a Gandalf type figure, I suppose.
Gandalf. Sorry.
Actually, it would be more. I suppose more like Radagast, really, wouldn't he? Radagast the Brown. If we want to get nerdy.
I don't actually remember him from the books. Radagast the Brown. I think
He was only in Lord of the Rings, and even then he was only barely in it. He mostly just pops up just to give Gandalf a message that Saruman wants to talk to him and he buggers off again. They expanded on him a lot in like The Hobbit, where they had him portrayed as Sylvester McCoy, but which is what I was harkening back to. So I think it was
wondering why didn't they add Tom Bombadil from The Hobbit to?
Because Tom
Hobbit?
Bombadil
No.
is overpowered as heck.
Yeah, but he was an interesting character, and he didn't want to use his powers to save people or do anything. He kept to himself. He wouldn't.
I think that was the problem. It's like everyone would have been like, it's like everyone moaned like on Lord of the Rings, like, oh, why didn't the Eagles just take them to Mount Doom to begin with? Can you imagine what they would have done in The Hobbit? We have Tom Bombadil. Like he could have ended it all there and then, but he didn't.
Yeah, but if he wants to.
God, can you imagine if they actually put him in there? Because you know what they would have done with the film version is that they would have wanted to put him in the Battle of Five Armies. Can you imagine him turning up to that?
Was it like?
It's like, nah, we're not doing this, guys. We're not doing this. We're gonna have tea and bickies instead. Come on, chill.
And sing a song, because I love singing. Oh. Maybe if I had a dad that could sing, it would be more interesting. But
I love Billy Connolly's appearance in those films. CG Billy Connolly, what a treat.
is he the Goblin King? No. What was he?
No, it's Dane. He's Dane.
Who's Dane?
The dwarf king at the end of the Battle of Five Armies, the one riding on the boar. The one who tells all the elves to sod off. Would you mind awfully? Just sodding off! That was Billy Connolly at his finest.
Just a sec. I think I know who he is. Let me just check.
Scottish comedian.
Yeah, he's a guy with white hair and a moustache. Yeah, he is, and the glasses. Got him.
Yeah, he dyed it pink for a while. He was in the movie The Man Who Sued God.
Fun title. Haven't seen it.
It was an interesting film. Very strange.
Team Season 3 reviews films. Go on next.
Yeah, that Transformers the movie, that was pretty good.
I like the rack on Bumblebee.
He doesn't have a rack, he's got a hell of a spare tyre though.
I wasn't going to say the other one, was I? Nah.
No, Optimus Prime, he's got a hell of a bumper. Four. Check out those
rubs
rings.
legs. Sits on table, rubs legs.
Yeah, no one but you and me is going to get that reference.
No.
You're better off invoking the dove from above and have done with it.
Now you've lost me.
Shooting stars, mate.
No, thank you. No, I'm kidding. What's Shooting Stars?
The TV show with Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer. That's where the whole standing on the table rubbing your thighs comes from, because that's what Vic Reeves would do to the some of the female guests.
Okay, yeah. I just know that just being surrounded in English culture. The whole
Oh man, you haven't seen Shooting Stars. Hey.
No, I've only seen the other thing. I forgot what it's called now.
Utterly surreal.
No.
If you ever get a chance to watch it on repeats, I would advise it. It's complete nonsensical gibberish, but it's good fun.
I will if I remember. Shooting Stars and Shooting Doves? No. Dar Doves? Dar Doves? I'm making sense. Can I blame this on early morning as well? Or dementia?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
When you say you have Sonic Movie Alumni on board, do you mean the Paramount film or the OVA? The Paramount film, the recent one.
Yeah.
The one with Jim Carrey.
The only thing we've got from Sonic OVA, the movie, is I've got the American VHS at home. Well, at home, in my dad's house. Couldn't watch it on a European one, of course. It went at like triple speed or something. I know it's Sonic's supposed to be fast, but that was unwatchable.
Ooh, missed an awful lot of questions here.
What do I pay you for?
Well, I don't know actually. Does anyone pay me?
In kindness?
Will Rosie appear in this? I honestly don't know. I know she's not. Actually, is she in the background in the pilot?
No, she isn't. I think.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was probably just one parallel universe, and then focused the rest of the story on the one where she wasn't.
Oh, I know where she'll be. She'll be in Tails' hut, making sure he's not out past his bedtime.
Yeah, or picking berries in the wood.
I wouldn't do that. There's a roaming Rebecca out in those woods. I just like to think that at the end of that episode they just turned Rebecca loose into the woods and she's just roaming around like some kind of cryptid.
That would be fun.
Like if you listen at certain points of the night, you'll just hear something screaming off in the distance, looking for its sugar puff.
That sounds scary.
Well, she looks scary, and she sounds scary, and she is scary. Sexy younger Rosie thoughts? No.
Ooh, no.
No, thank you.
I'll pass.
Rosie would be the character of Rosie Woodchuck, I believe it was Sally's nurse or Sally's nanny.
I think it was an aunt or somebody. An aunt.
Oh, she was a relation, was she? I thought she was like the hired help. God, that makes it sound so terrible. But yeah, she's related to Sally apparently, and she's the one who gets the freedom fighters to safety during the coup.
Rosie. No wait. Rosie Sonic. That
Oh, Gino, can you imagine what an enraged Rebecca would do? She would tear through Robotnik's forces. Nothing would be able to stop her.
Oh, it was the nanny. Yeah, you can't fool your own nanny. There's a hide help. Unless they say nanny like we say nanny. Grandmother.
Whenever I think of Nanny, I always think of, was it Count Duckula?
I thought you were going to say Peter Pan. Count Duckula. Oh, that massive...
Yeah, I think that character was literally called Nanny, I think. Yeah. Oh, Ducky!
Now that's something our American cousins are not going to know. Ducky.
Ah, man, you're missing out. Go and watch Count Duckula, all of you. It's great.
Oh, not that. I meant the whole ducky thing.
Oh, the ducky thing. Yeah. Well, that's very much a Yorkshireism, isn't it? Hey, ducky.
Oh, it's not from that comedy. Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
Oh no, it's very much a colloquialism. I mean, I've got family from around there, and I mean, I distinctly remember my grandma often calling me Ducky.
Aw. Next, I've got a question for you. Have you got any?
I didn't do it.
Oh, in that case, never mind. No, have you got any personal projects that you're in the works that of your own voice, non-Sonic related?
Non-Sonic related? Not really, because mostly what I'm doing at the moment is either working on Sonic related fan projects or building up a portfolio of work. So, I mean, I have ideas for projects, but I just don't have any time to really develop any of them. But basically, I'm utilizing every single last Sonic project I'm involved with I'm going to cut my teeth on these projects so that when I work on my own stuff, it's going to be amazing kind of mentality. So I'm going to make all the mistakes I can with Sonic.
Cool. Great place.
By
to
which
make
point I'll be
mistakes.
120.
120.
I remember I made a joke character named Simon the Gay SWATbot, a purple SWATbot with Richard Simmons' voice and liquid metal. Wasn't that from The Simpsons? The Richard Simmons exercise bot or something that Smithers tries to shoot in the face with a shotgun.
You've lost me.
Rose Chuck needs to be continued in Sat AM Sonic or season 3. Yeah, she does. It'd be nice to see more of what happened to her. She's seen in Blast in the past and then never again.
Yeah. We need to see more of her. So what happened?
I like to think she looks after. I like to think she just looks after Tails when the guys are away, when the rest of the team are away on missions.
Yeah, but because we haven't actually seen her.
And that would be a kind of a cute intermission style episode. You know the way they had the Antoine shorts. You know, you just have the Tails and Rosie shorts.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Gino's idea for the Simon the Gay SWAT bot was, in fact, just a port of the Richard Simmons bot from The Simpsons, yeah. Thought I recognised that. Didn't think I was going insane. Oh, thanks, Callum. Callum says we seem to have the same enthusiasm for Saturday that the original team did, and it's beautiful. So, oh, cheers. Well, if you think about it, Arsene, technically he's not the only child because there was that baby Triceratops type monster thing that he found. And there was the baby dragon.
Would you
Bunny
mind
held hatch.
reading out the questions or comments? Just because I'm
Yeah, sure, sorry.
just to babysit me, sorry.
Sure thing.
Because drawing here, I'm just concentrating on I've only got one screen. Because I'm poor and have a Microsoft Surface Book, which sucks. No, it's not that bad. It is.
Yeah, Arsene asked, is Tails literally the only child in Knothole? That's got to feel pretty lonely for the kid. I was just thinking in terms of... Yeah, I think he's the only child freedom fighter, but... Yeah.
Yeah, I'd call that pretty lonely if he has to talk to animals. Though it's not as bad as this children's TV show called Henry, where he's such a lonely child. He talks to inanimate objects. Everything's got eyes, and he just talks to them. That's the whole episode every day. It's like
that literally sounds like what I used to do whilst I was working at the cafe. When I was by myself, I would just put googly eyes on some of the stock and just talk to it. That, and it was fun because it used to freak the customers out.
Yeah, it would have that effect, that's for sure. Why talk to inanimate objects?
Why not? It's the only sane conversation you can get sometimes.
Oh, have you tried a
Gino
power
asks,
cycle?
are the scripts written for all the episodes, for the comics and episodes? As far as the episodes, because I think the plan is to have 25, and I think Eric's got nearly all of them done. I've not read all of them though. I know I've definitely seen something akin to a list of the scripts.
Yep.
Hero of Legend, yeah, if I recall, season 3 will have Tails taking a more active role. I think Eric said that, yeah.
Yes. I think he did too.
When it comes to the actual, like, advanced parts of the story, that's basically where we need Eric. And also spoilers. Master asks, will we add any elements from the games? Well, again, that'd be spoilery type stuff, wouldn't it? We really can't say. Your best bet for those kinds of questions would either be to read the comic, because it's 8 chapters in, or to sit and wait.
We sat quite a while. Does this song ever remind you of Sum 41? Zebra head. Might be inspired.
I remember that band. That was one of those bands that popped up like in the early 2000s. I think I remember them, yeah, because they were part of the SSX soundtrack.
Yeah, they were pretty big at the time, and then all the music kept sounding the same when they got older, like repeating songs, and they kind of, I don't know, fizzled out, I guess. Not that it's...
And ironically, bands like Green Day kept on going.
Ah. Oh yeah, but if you've heard some 41 songs, it really sounds like, oh, that's that track, but slightly different, with different words, lyrics.
Gino, is there any difference between how the episode is going to play out compared to the comics? Will different things be added? There are tweaks. I'm not at liberty to say what those tweaks are. But yes, they've basically gone back and retooled some of it to make it fit better for an episode. So some bits will be, expanded upon, other bits will be, removed. So it flows better for an actual episode. So yes, there are changes.
We need more silly questions. Like, what does it take to get to become British? Or does Nex have a girlfriend? Or
well, I can answer the British question very simply. As far as British citizenship goes, all you need to do is to be able to hold a successful barbecue in a torrential downpour.
oh yeah, yeah. I think we talked about that. Snow. There's no snow in England.
Or snow, that works as well, and a gale force wind. If you could do that, congratulations. Oh, sorry, Fanatic, if I'm missing any questions. I'm kind of like looking at Keith's work, Then I'm looking down at the work I'm also doing, and then I'm looking at the chat, and I'm looking back again. So I'm kind of darting between three things simultaneously. So I do miss things every now and again. I do try to scroll up just in case I see any at Season 3 tags, though. So I'm not purposely ignoring any questions.
You don't need to look at my work. It's very slow.
Yeah, I do.
Not going to learn anything.
I'm trying to.
Apart from how not to do
I don't know. That's what you think. Although I do love how what you do with the cropping and then the slight rotations, it's the same thing I do. Like, oh yeah, I always thought I was being cheaty doing that. It's like, oh, apparently you do it too. Neat.
Oh, gotta be cheaty.
Would Bunny really punch Cartman in the mouth if he cusses in front of her? I imagine what she would probably do is grab him by the scruff of his neck, walk up to the tallest tree she could find, extend her legs, tie him up there with a sock stuffed in his mouth, and then leave. Gino, thoughts on Piers Morgan? I try not to have them.
They're called nightmares. Sorry, we should get political.
So should Piers Morgan. That's part of his problem.
Okay, quick. Another question.
Change the subject.
Actually, I don't mind Piers Morgan so much in some things, but, you know, it's pretty easy to make sense with some of the things that are going on at the moment. So, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's enough about that.
Did we ever notice how Sonic and Star Trek share a common connection with each other, aside from the same studio that produced them, Paramount? Not sure. I mean, I used to be a massive Trekkie growing up as a kid. Not sure if I ever really detected much of a link between the two. What do you mean? Arson asks, how meta will the writing in this show be in terms of self-aware jokes involving the fan base? As far as the writing goes, from what I've read, none. I want to keep things as sort of true to how it would have been written back in the day as possible, so there's no breaking of the fourth wall or anything like that.
Yeah.
Stout asks, any thoughts about the possibility of the Freedom Fighters appearing in Sonic Prime? Well, considering the fact they've pretty much said that the whole Sonic Prime thing is multiverse, you know, anything could happen, really.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I mean, they've got Jungle Savage Amy, so, you know, anything could happen.
It'd be cool if
Heck,
they
you could
had
have Fleetway popping up.
2D, 3D crossovers. And draw half of the episode.
Oh, if we don't get a crossover with them in a universe where everyone is puppets, I'm going to be sad. Just like glove puppets.
Or like Gumball.
I want to see Muppet Sonic.
Yeah, that'd be cool. If Aaron Webber was still around, I'm sure he'd do a little infomercial with Puppet Sonic.
Was he the community manager?
He was at one point he ran Twitter.
That was it, yeah. I'm still kind of catching up with all this kind of stuff.
Was he?
I've only been back in the Sonic fandom for about a year, guys. I don't know everything that happened. Or everyone.
I'm certain I'm wrong about something I just said. But whatever.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to see some Freedom Fighters pop up. Even if it's just like cameo background stuff, just a kind of little, oh look, it's those guys. Then again, I'd also love to see them do the same thing with Adventures. You know, if they just suddenly, you know, just seeing Scratch, Grounder, and Coconut somewhere in the background would be awesome. You know, having Prime Sonic being chased by the SSSSS squad would be great. Was that enough S's? Super Sonic Search and Smash Squad, yes, 5. Did you both watch Saturday AM as kids? What was the TV schedule merchandising like here? I think he means there. I know from interviews that it was awful in America. The UK actually got it about a year after the Americans. So for us, it kind of came out around about the same time. I think Sonic and Knuckles was coming out.
Yeah.
Because I remember seeing the original prototype screenshots popping up in an issue of a magazine called Sega Pro, which had the solution to the notorious Carnival Night barrel issue. As far as merchandising goes, there really wasn't any that I can think of. I mean, in terms of the Sonic merch, everything was pretty much adventures. So it was, Scraps, Grounders, Coconuts, the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Robotnik. And outside of that, it was Fleetway. So it was, and seeing as how Fleetway used the adventures of Robotnik, it was very much centered around that kind of look. So sadly, Sea3on was just one of those shows that popped up on Saturday mornings and, then kind of fizzled out. Although from what one of the Season 3 forum members who's doing the History of Sea3on book, apparently there was some merchandise in the UK that just completely went under our radar, but it was mostly stuff like, board games and card games. But nothing like, figures or anything.
Yeah, the closest I ever remember of a toy was the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog McDonald's thing.
Oh, I had all of
It was
those.
Sonic 3, but then the character designs were Adventures of.
Yeah, they had Knuckles on a cloud that as you pushed it along, he span around.
Yeah.
And there was the Robotnik from Adventures, but in the Eggomatic, there was a little wind-up one.
Yeah, and he didn't fall off edges or something because he had a ball bearing at the front of his cart. Had detected edges or something, or I don't know.
Don't remember what the Sonic and Tails ones were though. Well, I definitely had the Knuckles and Robotnik.
Tails was the worst. It was a cardboard cutout of Tails, but in plastic. 2D Tails image, but it was just repeat on both sides. And he had three-dimensional modelled Tails on top that was spinning. He was flying, and it was one of those toys that had a mechanism. I'll draw it solid.
Was it a ripcord type thing where you pulled it and he would kind of launch? Ah, I know the kind of thing you mean. Yeah, he would launch off and fly into the air. Yeah.
And he had like a serrated thing. Serrated.
Yeah.
A little key to pull. He didn't fly off though. He just stood there going, "I'm Tails."
I think the Sonic one was just him. It was just him and his spinball.
Sonic was him running in a cloud of smoke, and he pressed a little button. He shoot out one of the pictures of smoke.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm trying to remember which one was the other one. There was one that was it was literally just him tucked up in a ball. It was like it's made out of like solid PVC.
There we go.
See any more questions?
Just like that. And he was, of course, two-dimensional, so he looked like this.
I've missed an awful lot of questions. Let's see.
The Tails of 3D.
Will Metal Sonic return to the Sonic series in Season 3? That'll be spoilers. Can't answer that. As for the Sonic series, well... we all know we already want to see Silver Sonic. Real Metal Sonic.
Yeah, Silver Sonic would fit in better with the universe than Metal would.
Joel Geeb Machine.
Rock.
Hello there. Really love the work you guys have been doing so far. Oh, thank you. And I'm wondering this: do you guys still need help with voice acting for this series? As far as I know, the voice actors for the pilot have already recorded their lines, so currently they're not looking for anyone at the moment. I don't know about what the future will hold, so I'd say stay tuned for that.
Yeah,
how would an interaction between the Freedom Fighters and Robot Chicken Nerd would be like? I don't know who the Robot Chicken Nerd is. I know Robot Chicken TV shows, but I don't know who the nerd is.
Well, the biggest nerd is Seth Green, as far as Robot Chicken nerds go. Since he created it. Quite unquote. I like
In
Seth
season
Green.
3, y'all should give Bunny her shades and red jacket back and look rad AF. Yeah, we should. Johnny Lightfoot look. I still love that they did that in the prototype stuff. Well, the prototype Johnny Lightfoot was just the Fleetway one, complete with the red leather jacket. I just wanted to see the back. Did it just have, like, you know, a picture of Sonic's face like it did in Fleetway? I mean, that was cringe as hell. Even back then, that was bad.
Which image?
It was like, you're not just... Yeah, it was like, Johnny Lightfoot and Porker Lewis, like, not only were you know, rocking the, the whole cool street punk look with the leather jacket and the ripped jeans, but you were also going full-on fan club mode by having Sonic's face on the back of the jacket, you know, like a bunch of groupies.
That never bothered me. Strangely.
No wonder Porker Lewis left. Well, that and the nervous breakdown, but that's another story.
I think some of the team members just got hungry. Sonic wanted some chili dogs. You know how it ended. Poor Porker. Too tasty.
I keep getting shoved down. What do we think about doing the vest treatment with Bunny as we do with Sally? Bunny in a vest? Yeah?
Well, she's already got clothes on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then you get into the whole kind of like, you know, oh, female Sonic characters wearing clothes, but the males don't. I mean, it's just one of those weird things. They did it in cartoons all the time, you know.
Yeah. I think Robot Chicken did an episode on that with the Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Oh, to which my son knows all the words to the intro song and sings it every time.
Good lad!
Yeah.
That's a banger of a tune, that.
He loves it. He loves the old 90s intro songs.
Oh, show him DuckTales next.
Oh yeah, he loves that too.
Tailspin?
I haven't shown him that. Showed him Sonic.
Oh,
he
you got
sings
Tailspin.
Sonic Saturday.
Yeah, good lad.
Sometimes he just hums it randomly. Just goes, Sonic, he's got an attitude.
Nice.
But you know, in his cute little voice.
He's been brought up proper.
Proper like. Sausage fingers.
If Tails does become a proper freedom fighter, he needs an episode dedicated to doing training in Noto with Antoine cracking the whip. Do you know, the funny thing is, I kind of imagine if they did a whole, you know, Tails training episode with Antoine trying to act like a mentor, I can only imagine it would just end with Antoine getting himself into a situation where Tails would end up having to save him. Kind of a trial by fire type situation. You know, and it would always end with, like, you know, it would basically be one of those endings with, and Tails was the real freedom fighter all along, kind of episodes. Have I missed any more questions? Interaction between freedom fighters and the Justice League would be like. I think I answered that once before in a stream. And you basically have Rota nosing around the watchtower going, ooh, look at all this tech. You'd have Sally hanging around with Batman wondering, looking at all his stuff. You know, you'd have Sonic trying to beat the Flash in a race, and then Superman just ponying both of them because he's God mode and a boring character. Yeah, I said it. And Tails would probably just be stumbling around completely awestruck about the whole thing, just being an absolute nerd. Oh yeah, and Bunny and Cyborg squaring off. I realise the Cyborg's not with the Teen Titans and not one of the Justice League, but still.
Which Teen Titans? The Booyah Cake one or the more sensible one?
There's a more sensible one? I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch Go. I wasn't a fan of the art style.
Me neither. I don't qualify. My opinions don't qualify for this conversation.
Well, in terms of animation styles, I would have thought you would have been the perfect person to offer an opinion on it.
Oh yeah, but I meant about Norman, which is better series or whatever.
Oh,
I
right,
do
yeah,
like-
I never judge from those. Because at the end of the day, that's all subjective. It's just, for me, the art style wasn't something I was particularly interested in watching.
You did like the whole
That was just me.
flat faces of the giant anime eyes.
I liked the sort of anime-ized Tim Bruce style they were going for, the original one, but then when they kind of like squished everything down, that's when I was like, not for me. Did we ever notice how both Saturday and Star Trek have episodes with Doomsday in its title, with both stories having a Doomsday device and feature William Windorn? Well, Star Trek had a lot of episodes that involved Doomsday devices in some form or another.
I think I got. Think about this. Left arm holding it. Oh, okay.
Are there any plans you know of to make Sonic and Robotnik come to physical blows in a serious moment? Have they ever really done that? In Saturday M, he pulled on his mustache a few times. Sorry, in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, he pulled on his mustache a few times. I can't recall them ever physically touching each other in the games because Robotnik's always in he's always in a mech suit.
It wouldn't go well with Robotnik. It would be a big bloody mess. Sharp spikes, spinning.
Yeah.
Not
There's a
great
reason he
for
sits in the
Sonic.
command center and just sends robots after him. Is because he's a big lad, a bit wheezy, bit squishy. Oh, Stout's put his supersonic in the creation station. I'll have to have a look at that. Let's have a quick nose.
Me too. Can I stick it on here?
I believe so. Oh, hey, that's cool. Nice scene pick. You put him outside Lazar's castle. Hinting that maybe his supersonic powers are from Lazar, maybe?
Oh wait, creation station. Station creation. The nation of Squilation.
I mean, that'd be a kind of a cool twist, instead of using Chaos Emeralds and whatnot, you get a supersonic, but it's magic. It's from Lazar's Book of Spells.
Oh, I'm going through all the other pull-outs.
Just as easily given and just as easily taken away. It's a nice twist on the idea.
Oh, nice one, Ink Pants. Just seen the mobile phone format portrait painting with Sonic
Ooh, where?
saving Sally from the intro tidal wave.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's absolutely bang. I didn't know Ink Pants was in the chat. Is he lurking?
No, I meant just in the creation station.
Ah, right.
I see it. Yeah, that'll work. That looks like a pretty Sonic Sat-AM Supersonic. Very cool. Here he is, Supersonic and Sonic Sat-AM. Yeah, I like that. Cool background too. All they have on that series. But nice. Works well. Nice integration. Integration. Parlay. Savvy.
Ah, right. Apparently they had Sonic and Robotnik actually physically punching each other in the Archie comics. That would explain it. So I was going to say, even in the Fleetway comics, I don't think they ever actually physically touched each other.
I think they did.
Outside of the occasion.
I remember Richard Elson does a nice little Sonic where he goes one arm there and just whacks. I think there's a Robotnik getting a good splat. Sonic, isn't there?
My memory must be rusty on that one. Don't recall it.
Or is it just me remembering?
Well, it's been a long time since I've read Fleetway, so your memory is probably as good as mine, aka terrible.
Yeah. With a little bum eye thing he does. That's my Richard Elson copy.
to have to wait for it to actually appear on the screen due to the time delay.
Yeah, I'm wonderful, I am. It's a beautiful rendition. Richard Elson would be proud.
Stout. Didn't think about that. Haha. I just found a random backdrop from Google and thought it might work to frame it. And here was me thinking you were being clever.
Let's see.
Oh, I see what you mean now. Yeah, the butt brow. Yes.
Yeah, that's him. Punching Robotnik. I think that I've got that image in my head. Or it might be.
I genuinely remember recently, actually, I think it was on the Wild Brain YouTube channel, just watching the first episode of Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog again, just for nostalgia reasons. And it's this bit where Sonic just jumps on the stage and pulls Robotnik's mustache to the point that makes him cry. I just genuinely felt sorry for Robotnik in that moment. I was like, oh, you poor lad. That's just mean, you horrible little blue rat. Yeah, I'd want to kill you as well. There's nothing sadder than a jolly fat man crying. It's alright, Stout. You can just pretend you were. We'll all believe you. It'll be our little secret. Just us and everyone on this stream needs to know. Can you imagine that? Christy Coon, Bunny Rabbit, can you teach Tails martial arts? Can you imagine Tails trying to do, like, martial arts? It would be an absolute disaster with those big floppy tails all over the place. I can just imagine him trying to do, like, a karate kick and just tripping over himself.
Oh, though it'd be wicked to see him use his tails. Oops.
I just love that in the background of that entire animation sequence, you just have that really janky-ass illustration of the Tails McDonald's toy.
So that's
Yes, that is part of the animation now.
Yeah, I'll integrate him into the scene somehow.
So Tails playing with it in the background with a very confused look on his face. Like he's both confused and offended at the same time.
Rightfully so.
Hero of Legend says, yeah, that Sonic cartoon is kind of an acquired taste. If you like cartoons that are random, off-the-wall slapstick like in Looney Tunes, you'd probably enjoy it. That's one of the things I actually found recently going back and watching that I actually did enjoy about Adventures, but it is so different to everything else in terms of the media that's come for Sonic that it has this glorious charm to it now. I mean, the funny thing is, back when it first aired, I actively disliked it. Because, you know, I was a kid growing up back then, I wanted a more action-adventure type show that was more in line with the actual games, and ended up getting, you know, Looney Tunes, and was a bit kind of meh about it. But going back and watching it as, you know, as a quote-unquote adult, it's just got this glorious, daft charm that I absolutely love.
I loved
that, and,
it.
you know,
always.
you never get tired of listening to the voice talents.
Yeah, and it had that nice. It had a certain je ne sais quoi aesthetic to it. That was all nice and bouncy.
I believe the word you're looking for is it looked trippy as balls.
I meant the characters, not so much the backgrounds.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
It was a wonderful Sonic fever dream.
Oh, imagine that. The worst fever dream I had was when I did pixel art back in the day. I went through a pixel art period, and I was doing this fighting game with my brother, because he would program it and I'd do all the art in quotes, quotation marks. And there was one character that had like a yellowy skin colour. It's a bit sickly. Or like a green shadow. You can imagine that. Mustardy. And then in the fever dream, when I had a fever, it was just me painting the same pixels over and over again for like the whole 12-hour night, it felt like. And I could never touch that character again. So the game kind of stopped. Because it just reminded me of the sickly feeling. Good times.
Out the real fans remember the Christmas Blast episode. You know, funny enough, that is the one Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog episode I have not watched, even though I know it has the pink Sat AM Sally Acorn in it. I've never watched that episode. I probably should actually.
I know.
Problem is, I just hate watching Christmas episodes like when it's not Christmas. It's like listening to Christmas music in July. It's just wrong. It's like, okay, there's a Christmas episode, I will skip that and wait until it's actually more appropriate time to watch it.
This is going to be a fun scene to clean up. Oh.
Just reading what Bunny and Gino have been talking about with the whole idea of Tails doing training with Antoine and Bunny. I just kind of want to see now just a kind of a little gag episode of just Tails trying to help out around Knothole in every way he can, like trying to do training with Bunny and trying to help out Rotor in the machine shop, and you know, just a day in the life of Tails. I think that'd be a fun episode to explore. Have him niddle around, try his hand at a little bit of everything, and realizing, you know, he has his own strengths and he's better at other things.
Oh, like that.
That's Spin Dash.
Like that Sonic Adventure song. Oh, you didn't play much. You haven't played Tails' story yet.
I've not played his Tales yet, but I have heard his theme because it plays whenever he's on screen.
Ah, yeah, that one. Yeah, they listen to the lyrics. It's pretty much what you described. Apart from helping Antoine and Bunny, but you know.
Boo! More Antoine and Bunny in Adventure, please. I realise the game is already completed and has been out for over 20 years, but still.
Really?
I demand they be retroactively added.
Oh,
I think so. Didn't it come out in like...
old?
I was going to say, didn't it come out in like 99 or something?
Probably did. Yeah.
Tails, as soon as we get closer to Christmas, we will do a Discord server watch of Christmas Blast. But only at Christmas.
And replacing all the voices with the voice acting crew.
Actually, that'd be awesome. If nothing else, then just to see, I'm assuming all the normal characters in it. I just want to see like Bunny trying to do Scratch's laugh. Sorry, Gloria doing Scratch's laugh.
She does have.
Got Bunny on the brain.
Let's see. Excuse me, being a big yawny face.
Stout asks, is that Spin Dash too advanced? What do you mean, too advanced?
Well, the extra swirlies are the guitar. Dunno.
Unless he's talking about the sort of like...
style? Like Sonic Advance?
I think you may maybe mean like the air effects? I don't know.
Well, normally he's like in a ball. It's just got spikes. This is when he's chopping stuff. And he's got like a kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Bunny has now just volunteered to do the voice of Scratch.
Or other times.
And now I genuinely want it. Now I genuinely want to hear Bunny do a scratch laugh. It's a laugh you can literally feel through your teeth. It's a laugh you can taste.
I think I like that in between it now. Yeah, I'll just mix it up with the... Well, there's his shoes, because he's just come out of the jump. And then here, I have another ball. It'll be a slightly different one.
Yeah, I was puzzled what he meant by advanced.
Maybe Sonic Advance, because Sonic Advance has got quite a spiky spin ball dash with like lots of blurry stuff on the outside.
I always remember Sonic's buzzsaw looking like that.
Yeah, Sonic Advance. Jump. I should just look at the sprites, I guess. Oh yeah, and it's got a bit of red for the shoe. And this little shine.
Oh, I see what he means. Arson says it was stuff like the guitar and stuff like that. I think he means the guitar following the spin with Sonic, because normally it would just disappear in, like an object he was holding would normally just disappear into the spin dash, just to save an animation. I think that's what he's getting at.
Maybe.
I could be wrong.
I want to keep it in there though, to keep
Yeah, it looks cool.
And more blurs better. Add more.
Sells the motion.
Lots of heads. Guitar heads. And necks. That neck.
I remember doing that when I was working on the initial premise stuff, but not all. I legitimately was like, oh yeah, well, you know, because I mean, one of the whole things about the character designs in that and why we originally gave Sonic 2 eyes was the whole, let's try to make him more in line with the rest of the cast, and part of that involved giving him a neck, and the moment I did that, Breaker just went, you give him a neck, I will fucking kill you. Pardon my language. Like, that was the deal breaker, like 2 eyes, not a problem, you know. Making him more in line with the cast in terms of proportions, not a problem. Give him a neck, don't you dare.
Let me just draw that.
That looks so good.
Draw a neck. Oh, thank you.
Season 3, I've got another little something for you on the Discord server for you guys. Don't know if I'm going to finish it. Let's have a look. What's he posted? Ooh. Oh, that's cool. You'd like that, Keith. It's a rough animation following
A piece. Let me check up.
a 3D. It's a 3D game. Obviously, he's using it as the background, but he's done all the animations himself. Oh, that is really good.
Oh, it's
That is really nice
Sonic
motion.
Utopia. Oh, nice.
Oh, is that what the game is?
Yeah, that looks well good. Well good.
I kind of get a. I want to put the Sonic Boom over that now. You know, from Sonic CD. I kind of get that kind of Junio vibe from the motion.
You can sing it.
That is really cool.
Or I'll get my son to sing it. He loves singing that. Oh, I see you
Sonic
started off wanting to trace the background and then went, sod it, it's too much work. I don't blame you. Oh, that's cool. Boing.
I'm trying to break myself of that habit.
Wicked. Now the movement works nicely. Whee, boing, boing.
From Trains Fan. Fun fact, Sonic's first 3D game was supposed to be based off Sonic Sat-AM involving the Freedom Fighters, and now it's... Oh, deleted it. Boo! I was reading that. Rude.
Do you like my Sonic with the neck? She's right, Breaker's got a point. The neck does not work.
Do you know what he looks like there? He looks like a jibber jabber.
What's a jibber jabber?
Do you not remember though? There were toys from like, yeah, I think it was like late 90s. They were basically, they looked like that, and you were encouraged to shake their necks, and when you did, they made a kind of noise, and they were called jibber jabbers. It was basically Throttle a toy for kids.
know why everything was going so slowly. Remember I was sharing my screen with you so you could help me set up OBS?
You left the stream on.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, that's much faster. That makes a lot of sense. Oh, wow.
You boob!
I'm a giant white bird. A booby.
With blue feet.
Blue feet.
He's posted it back. Fun fact, Sonic's first 3D game is supposed to be based on Sonic's Saturn involving the Freedom Fighters, and all the branches of Sega were on board with it. Guess who shot it down? Dunno.
Pen.
I remember seeing a prototype for a sort of Sat-AM sprite game, which was like really, really, really early concept shots, which I think the guys over at Sat-AM RPG kind of used as an inspiration for what they then decided to do.
Oh, that's
It had like
awesome.
sneaking mechanics in it and stuff.
I hope it's still doing that.
No, I didn't know that. Didn't know it was a 3D game. Oh, the Sat-AM RPG crew is still going.
Wicked. Wanna play that when it's...
Because Bunny's been helping them with some of their promotional art. She just finished a cover for them. It looks awesome.
Oh, cool.
Post a plug, Bun. Last fun question until the next stream. What would an interaction between Freedom Fighters and Kylo? I have no idea who that is.
Kylo Ren? Is it?
Kylo Ren? It's not spelled the same.
Oh, okay.
I imagine it would just be them just like going, hey, who's this snivelly guy in a mask?
Kylie Minogue?
Well, Sonic's already doing what he would do if he met Kylie Minogue. They'd just jam out, wouldn't they? Lots of guitars, backflips.
Yep.
Sorry, Fanatic Mitchell, I have no idea who
Showing their
Kylo
assets.
is.
Whee, let's make a little wobbly guitar. Because I'm weird.
Hero of Legend, there was a game called Sonic Epoch, it wasn't very good. I remember Sonic Epoch, yes, I was on FUS back when that game first was made. It was definitely a product of its time. But with all that sweet, sweet early 2000s teenage edge.
Oh, this is running much more smoothly now. I'm so happy.
Only took you over 2 hours to figure it out.
Oh, it's like having a massive spot and it just... I'm kidding.
Massive itch, yeah, and when you finally scratch it, you're like, oh, that feels better, why didn't I do that earlier?
It's like Lister in that episode where it's got that pus-filled head and it bursts and you're just like, oh, it feels so
Oh,
much better.
yeah, space mumps.
Yeah.
His head burst.
Oh, cat.
I want to die. Somebody please shoot me in the head.
That's the one. Ah. That was a good cat impression. All things considered. Cat's a tricky one.
There is none like Danny John Jules.
Yeah.
Almost
Well,
said
he's
Danny Day-Lewis for a second there, but there's none like him either.
Well, he is a triple threat. Danny John Jules.
Oh yeah, sings, dances, acts.
Yeah.
I mean, the video for Tongue Tied is so good. Like, he choreographed that whole thing.
Oh yeah, you can tell. I do think it was fair when he went on Strictly Come Dancing, because it's like, yeah, but
You're a professional,
awesome.
mate, yeah.
He's a professional dancer. He's great. Of course he's going to. It's not like Bill Bailey going on there. You know, a goblin or whatever he calls himself.
I still think it would have
Half-troll.
been really fun. That's it, after all. I call myself a goblin.
Yeah, that's true. British comedian.
I just thought it would have been funny as if British on Strictly Come Dancing, if they'd had Danny John Jules as well as Craig Charles and I've forgotten the name of Rivers actor.
Chris Barry.
Chris Barry, thank
And
you.
Robert
Because those guys,
Llewellyn?
yes, as
Crichton. What's his name? Robert
Lowell. Robert Lowell. Yeah.
There we go. Lol.
I thought it was Holly for a second there. That's someone completely different.
Oh yeah. Who plays Holly?
Trying to remember. It's going to bug me now. But yeah, the whole thing about the Strictly Come Dancing thing was apparently when they were filming Tongue Tied, Lister and Rimmer both just felt they felt so awkward compared to Danny. They felt they looked a bit stupid in the whole pink suits with the cravat. They felt like they just couldn't really get into the whole thing, so that's why the performance was so stilted. It's like, excellent, put them in Strictly, let's have some more payback.
Yeah.
Round 2, ding ding.
Oh yeah, they did look cool. Catchy tune though.
That was half it. That was half the charm, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. It's definitely got a different vibe, the books. It feels... Even though a lot of the episodes are very similar and they're written the same way, the same dialogue and everything, for some reason, just having it read, Rimmer slowly walked across the... I don't know, whatever. You know, it just adds some sophistication to the... in comparison to the silly... wacky TV series.
Caillou is a cartoon for 4-year-olds, apparently. Oh, no, is a cartoon 4-year-old who's iconic because of his constant temper tantrums. He's hated by just about everyone because he's known as being a bad influence on kids. Oh, well, there we go then.
Oh, don't know who that is.
I'm kind of glad I don't. He sounds like a bit of a knob. But right, that's Caillou. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Let me just check.
Fun fact, there was an early draft idea for the Freedom Fighters to be in Psych Adventure, and all the branches of Sega were on board, but Sega of Japan shot it down. Oh well, it's the first I've heard about that. News to me.
Yeah. I've never heard of that before.
Would be cool, though. Things I've always wanted them to... I mean, not necessarily with the Freedom Fighters, but I always thought it would be a cool thing for them to explore with these Sonic game franchises. Just having that asymmetric gameplay they often had with Tails being able to fly and Knuckles being able to punch stuff, but having a character who relies entirely on like stealth, like Sally, or a more acrobatic character who tries to avoid combat rather than actually getting into it. That'd be interesting stuff to explore.
Yeah, definitely.
Although the problem is you could never put Bunny in because she'd be broken as anything because she's got she's got the power of Knuckles, she's got the flight aspect of Tails.
Does she fly?
Yeah. No, she doesn't the comics. She's
Oh,
only
okay.
got jet boosters in her feet. But she's not like she'd have any issue doing any platforming in even the Saturday M version because she's got the telescopic limbs. Like, oh no, it's a high platform, whatever will I do?
Yeah. We could do season 1, Bunny. Or was it season 1 when she got them installed, the boots and everything?
What, the telescopic limbs?
Oh, not telescopic legs, sorry, I thought you were talking about the... telescopic legs. Not scopic. Tele something legs.
Yeah, telescopic, yeah. Extendable.
I thought scopic was something to do with vision. Well, I'm dumb, so ignore me.
Well, yeah, I mean, telescope. I think that's what it's... I think it's still telescopic, it's just extending. Either that or I've been using that word wrong this entire time.
No, I'm probably mistaken here.
What would you think of Sally giving her the ability to climb up any wall or surface due to her animal theme? Well, for Sally, considering the fact she's like a squirrel/chipmunk, I think I'd probably go down... I always imagine that if Sally were implemented in the game, she'd have a very parkour type vibe. Like, she'd be very, very agile, she'd be, ducking, diving. Not so much the Knuckles style being able to climb up anything, but, definitely more able to climb stuff than the other characters.
Do you know what I'm doing at the moment? I'm cheating a little with Sonic. He's not entirely on model because I'm extending his arm lots, just so he can play the guitar properly. His arms aren't that long.
In fairness, they do that an awful lot in Sea3on. It's like if you look at even the opening I keep wanting to call it cinematic, the intro, when Sonic reaches out to grab Sally as she's landing. Sonic's arms are way too long to be holding Sally in that pose, but no one ever questions it.
Well, it works. You can get away with it.
Yeah,
when you
if it looks good, no one questions it.
But some things you can get away with. Maybe not here. Maybe his arm's a bit too long here. I should squish it up a bit together. Only on extending they can get away with it. Not when it's...
Christikun asks, is Season 3 going to include all of Ben Hurst's notes about what Season 3 is supposed to be like? As far as I know, the guys over at Season 3, Eric the writer, pretty much had all of Ben Hurst's notes to hand when he was scripting stuff, so I'm assuming so. Like I said, they were trying to keep things as faithful as they possibly could, so Ben Hurst's notes were pretty heavily referenced. There was supposed to be a movie about Sonic Sea3on, but Ken Penders ruined it. I heard there was, what was it called? It had a really cringy name, like Sonic Armageddon or Sonic... That was it. It was like either that or it was Apocalypse. It looked really, really edgelordy. Like, again, early 2000s edgelordy. It had, like, you know, Mobians being operated, open surgery on a morgue slab. You know, having cybernetics grafted to them. It's like, it's a bit dark, you know, a bit over the top there, mate. You know, tone it down.
It did seem like a 14-year-old's edgy dream.
Yeah, it's like it was a bit much, so it's not surprising it probably got turned down.
Oh yeah. It wouldn't.
Although I wonder when was it actually pitched? Because I mean, again, like, bless it, as you know, as awesome as the series as it was, Sea3on didn't really last very long. So if it was like, you know, if Sea3on had come and gone at that point, and then Ken had then been like, "Oh, I've got an idea for a movie," they would have been like, "Yeah, but we're done. We're now doing Underground, mate. Look at the baby Sonics. Aren't they awesome?" Have any other writers at Sea3on ever contacted about notes or ideas?
Have we?
Yeah, I think that's what he's getting at. Gina, I think that's what Gina's hitting at. As in, like, have we reached out to say Len Jensen? Well, I keep wanting to say Len Jensen. I always keep forgetting if that is actually. It's either Len Jensen or Jen Lenson, one of the two. I can never get it right, and then I keep thinking, is that a real person? Let me just double check. I'm fairly certain it's Len Jensen. Because the problem is it's also very close to the person who created Techno the Canary. It's Len Jensen.
Lenny Jetstone?
I don't know.
I'm joking.
Help. Okay, chat's going to have to help me out on this one. It is Len Jensen, isn't it? One of the original writers. He's the guy who actually created Antoine, obviously. As far as reaching out to, as far as I know, Len is apparently quite difficult to contact, because I mean I've got a friend who likes to collect like movie memorabilia, and I know he says with regards to the Sea3on like cast and crew, he's had immense difficulty trying to reach out to some of the cast. It's like Kath Suki, I don't know how to pronounce her surname, Sally's voice actor, as well as Len Jensen. Apparently they're really hard to contact. Stout asks, this is probably a question you'd probably be more apt to answer, Keith. I dropped an animation test for a new pilot episodes for a new cartoon, Slice of Death, on Discord. I'd like to connect with you guys about what it takes to produce a show. You want to know about what it takes to set things up, or how much work goes into it? I think that's the kind of question you'd be able to answer.
A lot more than you think, I guess, would work.
A bunch of a lot of some.
I don't know. Well, I'm not entirely sure what the question is. Is he asking to set up a meeting to discuss his own show?
I'm thinking from what I guess, I think he just wants to
version.
chat with someone. Yeah, it's one of the more recent comments. Stout Productions.
Stout Productions. Dear, I dropped in an animation test for a new pilot episode for my new cartoon Sliced to Death on Discord. Cool. I'd like to connect with you guys about what it takes to produce the show. Let me just check out the pilot episode. How long does it last? Let me check. Where is it on the creation station? Where can I find it, Mr. Stout Production?
Fanatic Mitchell, do you think the Chaotix could fit in the SatM universe? To be honest, Fanatic, I reckon you could take any single Sega Sonic character and adapt them into SatM very, very easily. It's just a matter of tweaking how they look and then finding a decent reason to put them in there. A group of you could essentially make them a group of detectives from the underground freedom fighters. And have an episode based around a missing person's case down there. You could very easily fit them in. It's just finding a reason to have them. Will the Dragon, Sabina, as well as Dulcie return to SatM Season 3? That's a question we'd need Chief to answer.
Wasn't he about?
All Dulcie questions must be forwarded to Chief.
I'll be lazy with this frame. I'll just make it a spinning ball. Stretched. Because I be lazy. Me so lazy.
Oh, right, Callum, there was meant to be a film about the third season of SatM by Ben Hurst, but the horrible edge one was made by Ken Penders. All right, I didn't know. I knew that Ben Hurst tried to get season 3 made. I didn't know he had pitched it in movie format. That's news. That's news to me.
Yep, there's a whole thing about that.
Arson asks, was I the only one put off by Dulcie's ankle wings in SatM?
I think I was as well.
To be honest, that wasn't really that. The only thing that really put me off about Dulcie was the giant lips.
Oh yeah.
That was the only thing that put me off Dulcie. I mean, I could even get behind her. Didn't she have like a weird kangaroo pouch as well? I could get behind that. That was just a kind of a weird, like,
A giant
just,
tribal nose ring type thing.
that was fine as well. Yeah, it was just the giant lips that threw me.
I think we're gonna do a little
How do we think
Is this a
Rouge
bit
the Bat would
too
fit into the SatM universe?
off-model little Sonic squished peanut, some Sonic Mania. I think that might be a bit too Mania-esque. Boing.
Too unnatural to me. I mean, I'm fairly certain in some of the more extreme scenes of Sonic using the spin dash, he does seem to stretch out to that kind of proportion, like when he's really, really accelerating. So yeah, it doesn't look too out of it to me. What was it? Rouge the Bat in season 3. Well, again, it's just finding a reason to put her in there. You've essentially got a jewel thief So again, you could very easily have a character like that try to make off with the Power Stone rock, you know, and then you have an episode of them trying to get it back. Very similar to what they did with the Underground Freedom Fighters with Griffin Exit. So you could have a similar kind of thing where you have Rouge turn up, you know, try to steal the Power Stone just because it's a gem, she likes gems, no ulterior motive to sell it to Robotnik, but then it ends up in a situation where Robotnik tries to trick her into selling it to her, or something along those lines. Sorry, sell it to him. Yeah, again, it's just finding reasons to kind of like worm the character in there and give them a reason to exist in that universe. Again, you could do it with any single one of the Sega Sonic cast. I mean, I think we were spitballing on the Season 3 Discord a while back about how you could introduce Shadow the Hedgehog, and even then we were coming up with some ideas of how that character could be added that didn't require, you know, having to implement characters like Maria or Gerald Robotnik or the Ark or things like that. So yeah, it's just trying to be creative with the character's themes and how you could introduce it into the universe rather than trying to make the universe fit around the character, if that makes sense.
Right, I'm going to check out what it looks like. Let's see now.
Oh, the
So
Dulcie
far.
question has been answered by Chief. He says no.
Something happening. I'm not sure if it's because I don't know, what am I doing wrong? If it's because I'm streaming and the sound's not matching up, or if I've messed up the actual timing. I have to check that out later. Yeah, it might be
Oh,
the
it's
stream.
gorgeous.
Oh, thank
I think it's the streamers. It's playing it just now. It's absolutely gorgeous. I still absolutely love that hop going into the backflip.
Oh yeah, it's going to be slow when playing. Thank you.
Bunny says Rouge would totally steal stuff from Robotnik and not all. Well, yeah, what would she steal from Robotnik? She likes gems. Robotnik ain't got no gems. What's she gonna nick from him? His fashion sense?
The end's a bit janky.
No, that's it. You just take Rouge but give her a new thing to get excited about. So instead of stealing, like, gems, she just steals people's shoes. Just make her go full-on klepto.
That's fine. It's just this bit's a bit awkward.
Arson Hall says, ooh, that animation was so smooth I think I creamed myself a bit.
Thank you.
Sort your life out, mate. Go clean yourself up.
I accept the compliment then. Though it's getting a bit janky at the end.
Bunny says, I'm sure Robotnik has plundered plenty of valuables. So what do you think, Bunny? Do you reckon Robotnik has his own, like, Scrooge McDuck-style money bin somewhere, but since the Freedom Fighters don't care about money, they've never bothered to plunder it? Full Master asks, will you develop the attitude of the characters? Oh, the attitude is going to be there. Can you not see the attitude in Sonic there on screen for you right now?
Maybe means the personality, with the arcs and everything. Like Antoine being less of a coward and becoming more of a respectable person.
Wouldn't you have to stop being French for that?
Can't say that. I know we're English and we're supposed to be at war.
I think
Still.
we're genetically obliged to say that. I mean, me doubly so because I'm also German.
That's true. Is there anyone historically you're supposed to like?
I think I'm cool with Antarctica.
Oh, well, that's alright.
Get it? Cool. Antarctica. Ah, I'm so funny.
Silence. Well, since I'm in your here, that
I know you're all dying of laughter, but try to contain yourselves.
One guy's screaming himself.
Filth. Any plans to talk about the connection between Lazar and Nagas, if there are any other magic users on Mobius? Spoilers!
Yep. Spoilers. Can't talk about spoilers.
Can Bunny Rabbit date Ori in Season 3? Well, you'd have to ask Ori, wouldn't you? I think he's a bit busy at the moment. I think you mean Ari, isn't it? Was it Ori or Ari? Because his name was spelled like Aries, wasn't it?
You are. Farmers. I found that a bit odd actually. Peter Rabbit. Oh no, it wasn't actually that odd. Shouldn't be McGregor, should be someone from Devon. He's a farmer. Missed opportunity. Has anyone seen that new Peter Rabbit film?
Was that the one that was stop motion animated?
No.
No, that's Fantastic Mr. Fox, I'm thinking of, with George Clooney.
Ah, yeah, Wes Anderson. Beautiful.
No, not in that case.
Looks insulting.
It looks insulting.
Yeah,
Way to sell it to me.
insulting to Beatrix Potter. No idea why they would do that, but why does this keep changing to black? Oh, there it is. No, I don't want it black. Ah, there we go. I want blue. Blue, I'm an animator. You have blue pencils.
I love that I actually picked up on that years and years and years ago, because I heard about blue animation pencil not picking up on scanners, and now I literally cannot use any other colour to do base sketching with. It's like it has to be blue.
Well, you also use
Even
red
on-
and green and brown.
Yeah, I've got red as well. I've actually got a red animator's lead as well.
Cool.
I tried that for a brief period, but ended up going back to blue. I mean, even on digital where it doesn't matter, it's like starting sketching with just black just feels wrong.
It feels too decided, permanent, finished. If this looks bad, I can just blame it on the blue pencil. Oh, don't worry, guys in the chat. It looks garbage because it's in blue pencil, but as soon as I go over and tidy it up, it will look awesome.
Anyone else find it offensive who thinks that looks garbage? It's fucking amazing.
There's some bits in it are a bit janky that I need to sort out.
He has animated a bouncing guitar-playing hedgehog in front of your very eyes. He has created witchcraft on screen for you, and he's saying it's rubbish.
Witchcraft.
Back in my day, we would have had people like you burned.
I think they will. Some might still do that. As long as they don't talk about politics. Oh, this is it's not very useful at the moment, but I'm going to employ it anyway for people to see. If anyone, young budding animators out there that want to learn about tricks from an old guy from the industry who's not actually that old or very experienced or any good. But just in case, here's a trick. Say you've got a hand here and a hand here, and the drawing's different, but it doesn't actually change much, and you don't want it to be like, you want to in between it nicely, and you don't want it to just go all over the place. On a separate frame, you can, I don't want to select all that, select the hand. What's this? No, no, no. There we go. So this is a very rough drawing, so we'll do it here anyway. But still, oh. Well, this is going well.
I love that for everyone else this is completely seamless, but for me, I'm seeing like your voice and what I'm seeing on screen is completely disconnected.
Yeah.
Because the stuff on screen is obviously has like this like 2 to 3 minute lag, whereas I'm talking with you is completely real time. So it's like I have no idea what you're trying to show them, but it sounds interesting.
It's all in the voice. It's not actually no. Anyway, so we've got I'm making a complete mess of this. So you've got the two hands. I've made a space in between this frame where I've just taken one of the hands from over here and I put it in the same position as this hand over here. This hand, yeah, big arrow to it, and I can just in between that, see, like so, ha 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 ha. And now I've got my new shiny hand that's in between nicely. It's not really, but you bear with me, pretend it's in between nicely. And now I can just paste that into the middle of these two and it should work like a nice in between without having to try and guess the drawing between these two hands, which would be a pain. Your human mind is sure to get it wrong. They just overlap things on separate frames and then paste them in the right position later. That's what I do, it's one of my cheating methods. If you didn't understand me, that's entirely my fault, and I'm sorry. But yeah.
I can't wait for this stream to catch up with your voice so I can see what the hell you're talking about. I think what I'm actually going to have to do is just sort of go back and watch the stream when I'm done, just this very segment, because like now I'm starting to get bits of it appearing like, oh, now I wish I had Keith's commentary.
If you want, I could just probably do a private session with you and show you properly sometime rather than...
Don't take this the wrong way, chat, what I'm about to say, because yeah, I've still not shown you my balls yet, have I, Keith?
No, you haven't shown me your balls.
They bounce.
They're bouncy.
Badly. Yeah.
You should get a doctor to a doctor in animation to look over that.
It's like you're volunteering. Doctor, my balls don't bounce high enough.
So what's wrong with your bouncing?
I'm talking about animation exercises. It's called I'm practicing squash and stretch utilizing a ball.
Not just
I'm not being.
The ball incorporates many things. It's about timing and spacing and arcs. It teaches you so much about that. That's why the ball bounce is so important. It's like anyone does capoeira. It's like the Jenga. Jenga or Jenga? I can't even remember anymore. But yeah, it's...
Does Adobe Animate not have a light table option? Asks Callum.
Yeah, it's got onion skinning here.
Which I'm assuming it's the same thing, yeah. But you can see the previous frame underneath it.
Yeah. It's not exactly the same as TV Paint, where you can individually adjust the levels of the frames, the consecutive and previous frames, but it does its job. So just delete the frame I was working on.
Arson asks, how can a cup have balls? Easy, bubble tea. Wait a minute, Team Season 3, does this story take place in 2024? I always thought Saturday was set in like 30 something something.
No idea.
Gino asks, when is it a good moment to do animation smears and when is it not?
Ah, okay. Good question. Okay. Back to the bouncing ball, because such an awesome exercise. You'll notice that, well, on fast motion, so you've got your top ball up here, you've got your little squishy balls here. So, and the spacing is, it eases in at the top and eases out on the drop. So up here, these balls, because it's a slow motion, we don't want them to be blurred and motion blurred. But since the ball's just about to hit the ground, also just on the contact point of this fast movement with a contact is a good place. So the ball here will be blurred and stretched, or both, or multiplied, or whatever. What I like to do with, so yeah, that's a good place. So on contacts, like Richard Williams drew the whole coyote, wasn't it? Thought it going towards a wall, and he did the timing like this. I'm sorry to steal his work, but I can't think of a better.
Walter Boss, please keep your questions respectful. You can come out of timeout when you behave.
Oh. Oops. Yeah.
Sorry I missed that, Bunny.
Okay, so you've got these two images here at the end on the contact. Instead of drawing them like that, you stretch out the last one, and you have this guy on wands, and it just helps create a stronger impact. So you use them for blurring for strong impacts and fast motions and contacts. What else? I'll tell you something about blurs and in between and multipliers, because you often see like a lot of things happening with various drawings. So you can either blur the drawing like this, or you can have multiples, which is just the image repeating itself going down here. There, God, I'm terrible at this at the moment. What I use multiples for is for very thin objects travelling a long distance. You see, because it looks better than, imagine you stretched out an arm and the arm looks like that. It's a bit too much on the screen at one time. So what I like to do is for thin objects, make it a multiple. I find that works. You can also combine it, like stretch a bit of the frames of them. And if it's going it's a horizontal movement and it's moving the same direction as the main shape is laying, then I find it's a good moment to stretch, to make a blur. Not stretch, because that's different. Stretching keeps the volume. Blurring just elongates it without crushing it. Because if this was stretched, I'd also have to make it thinner. But it's a blur, so it's leaving a line behind it. But that's when I use them. I hope that's not too confusing and I making sense.
They also use smear frames for areas where it'd be like sudden rapid acceleration, like say if a character just turns their head like incredibly quickly.
Yeah, but not on the
Just to
acceleration.
give that,
Because if it's accelerating,
yeah, like on the mid bit, yeah,
it'll be
like in the mid frame.
The drawing that's like furthest, so got the biggest spacing, so this one. Yeah, and on the contact, so you can have one on here and one.
Oh,
as well.
one second there, Keith. 1 second, guys. Can you still hear Keith? Because we've had some people saying that we've had one person saying they can't hear the person speaking. Are you able to hear Keith? Okay, guys.
Shall I turn off the mic?
I don't think so. No, Juno's able to hear you. Either that or I just moved too far away from the microphone.
Yeah, when Geno X, when something's moving fast, not just a casual arm movement. For casual arm movements, you can apply squash and stretch if it's very cartoony. But if it's a really fast movement, you want blur, specifically blurs or smears. Smear frames, sorry, I was talking about before. Blur's different, but yeah, if you want to do blurs and smears, it's on like fast movements. Imagine like you move your hand in front of your face quickly, and you can see when it starts blurring, and the speed it doesn't.
Okay, Bunny says you're a little bit quiet, but they can't hear you.
Oh, okay, sorry about that. I'll speak with a booming voice, like, what's his name? That British actor, not Stephen Fry, I always get mixed up with Bill. Help me out. Next, your English telepathically read my mind and tell me who I'm thinking of. Brian Blessed, there we go, thank you, Nex. You put the word in my head. It's one of the benefits of being British.
The funny thing is, I knew exactly who you meant, but I also couldn't remember his name for that second. I just kept thinking, Gordon's alive! And
Yes.
like, who is that man? Why can't I remember him? He's a national treasure.
Yeah.
I blame the time of day.
He's blessed. Ha ha ha, pun intended.
Have you ever seen his appearances as the anchor of
Not the
what's
9
it called?
o'clock
I want to say.
No.
Well, is it not? Not the 9 o'clock news is the one with Rowan Atkinson.
Yeah.
Have I got news for you?
Have I got news
That's
to
it. Yes.
Oh, yes. I have.
Absolute genius.
He is. Those put downs are great. Though.
God, just what Scout mentioned there. Could you imagine a Robotnik voiced by Brian Blessed? I mean, it would have to be an adventure style kind of Robotnik, but I could so see a Brian Blessed Robotnik.
Yeah, he couldn't be completely serious.
Oh no, it would have to be absolutely daft as a brush.
Yes. But also intimidating.
But I could see him being a worthy successor to a Long John Baldry style Robotnik.
What was I doing? Yeah, I was doing that. Yeah, for example, here on this bit, I've just got him squashed and stretched. 'Cause it's more appropriate. Though, maybe if I did an in-between here, I could do some multiples. He's got is that a foot coming through here? No way, what's happening? Ah, he's switching foot. Yeah, I definitely would need that foot coming down there.
And now
this
I've got Footloose playing in my head.
Footloose. And that foot definitely come up here. Ah yeah, also I use multiples for when a object has to move from A to B in a short period of time. I think multiples work better because you don't want to be like across the screen. Be better to have than one long one. But I mean, it's up to you. Do it how you want. There's no set rules for smears and multiples and blurs. Just play about, have fun. God, I'm talking like someone who has actual authority on this. But yeah.
Well, you've got the most authority of everyone in this room, so...
Have I? You mean your
Well, I
bedroom?
don't know what the hell I'm doing, do I? Stout says he sent the pilots to Tim. If you guys are interested, he'd like to hear some critique from people in the industry.
Okay.
On your own time, of course.
Okie dokie. Though Tim's not around at the moment. I think he's working on his comic or recovering from work.
I was going to say, Tim, if you're talking about sleep schedule, I think Tim's like the reverse of me. Like, I'm in the UK and I'm on a Canadian time scale, and he seems to be an American on a UK time scale. I don't know what it is. He seems to go to bed at like 2 p.m. UK time, so I can only assume he's, doing what I do, but in the US.
Possibly.
Arson asks, what's your opinion on the Nazu Unleashed fan film from 2006? I'm afraid I don't know who that is.
Oh, there's this. I've seen a bit of it. I haven't really watched it much. Nazu's like correct me if I'm wrong, chat. Like a nemesis of Sonic that looks like a Super Sonic, but dark and evil. And it's a story about that. I think I've seen a bit of it. Some of the animation's quite nice, but of course they had to be. It was just like last 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. So of course, can't make every scene look amazing because that's just a ridiculous amount of time.
I'll have to check that one out. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
NAZU, yeah.
So is Nazu a fan character or something?
I think Nazu's the bad guy, isn't it? The Sonic one I just described. Though, correct me guys, I haven't actually seen it. Please tell me where I'm wrong. Okay, this is an anticipation.
Walter Boss, this is your last warning. Behave yourself, be civil to others. You do that again, I'll ban you.
Have we got a troll in the chat?
He's not trolling, he's just being uncivil.
Oh, it's just being yeah. Oh well. There's always one. Two in my family, actually.
Shame you can't put family members in timeout. Well, I suppose you technically did, you left the country.
And when I leave the country, the whole place freezes. I mean, look what happened. They had a referendum and everything.
No, don't remind me about that.
Don't worry, it hurt me too. I'm not even in the country.
Gino asks, did you learn animation in school or were you self-taught?
Yes, school. I like to say I'm classically trained. Like a pompous actor. Yeah, I went to university and studied at Bournemouth University. No, the Arts University at Bournemouth, or the Arts University College at Bournemouth, something like that. They keep changing the name yearly.
Fanatic Mitchell, I have done. Don't you worry. He's in a second time out now. If he misbehaves once more, he's going to get banned.
But yeah, there's a lot of it's not self-taught, but you pick up a lot in working in the industry from sometimes mentor types, supervisors. You learn what supervisors look for, and they want, which is similar on each production, like small things like no teapot poses they don't like. You have to
Teapot poses?
Yeah. where your hands on hips and you mimic.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said T-pop as in P-O-P. T-pop poses like every single last one of the Sat.am character sheets. Everyone was doing the T-pop pose.
Yeah. Or when they fold their arms, you want to make it a bit more 3D. So one off one angle, one off the other angle, instead of the same angles but splayed out either side. What else? Small things, overshoots on eyes, lip sync. But yeah, you pick up stuff. An interesting thing I learnt from one of the good supervisors at Titmouse was when animating walk cycles, using a peg in like an animate or Toon Boom. When you're using a peg, it's just do the body first, going up and down, and then time out the speed and see if it works, and then add the legs in later to match the ground to avoid sliding and having to correct the sliding feet. Just quite a cool one. We got people playing up in the chat still? Or one person?
Trying to find out. Allegedly, apparently he's being rude to Fnatic now, but I've got him in timeout. So if he's contacted people via DMs to be rude, he's gone. No patience for arsey people.
Yeah. Oh, it's a banging tune, as they say in that place.
I'm really going to enjoy binging that playlist once the stream ends.
Oh,
you're running off there, Bunny.
are you doodling any more techno? Can I show those pictures? They're pretty awesome. Or do you want to show them?
Oh, I've flattered them. If you, well, wait a sec. I'll just send them over to you. Cause I've just finished flatting them whilst I was on stream.
Oh, nice.
Since I've nothing else to do.
Comic terms. This is what I imagine when flatting.
It's flatting.
Splat.
It's the most annoying thing. The annoying thing is I know the way around it, but it's like I won't allow myself to do it. Like all I have to do is make sure that all the outlines are very solid lines without any breaks. It's like when you do, I think you were telling me about cleanup artists, not leaving any breaks in the vector line. So that way when you come to do the colours, you can just literally drag and drop without having to... if I just did that, I would have no problems. But of course, the pencil brush I'm using has like that kind of natural breaking up to make it, look more like a traditional pencil.
With illustration, it's all about making the drawing look nice. With animation, it's all about pipeline.
Yeah, annoyingly, I'm trying to make it look like animated stuff, so I'm like trying to give it that kind of, that kind of breaking up. Oh, go away, you little oik. Away with you. So yeah, I'm trying to give it that, really nice kind of like break-up effect that you see on like old 80s animation cells.
Yep.
And it just makes flatting as a result an absolute pain, because then I have to essentially retrace the whole image like 3 times, because like you've drawn it in rough, now you've inked it, now you've got to trace it all again for doing the flats.
Oh yeah, because with cells back in the day, you didn't have to. There was no option to. What's going on here? There was no option to have a paint bucket fill tool. It was just you have to paint all the cells all the same, so it doesn't matter if you've got lines that don't connect. Anyway, let me check this out. Haha, it looks awesome. Stolded.
You're wrong, Walter Boss. You're very easy to silence. You're not in charge. You're just loud.
So I had to kick some nuisances. Obnoxious people. Oh, I had a friend, Spanish friend. I still have a Spanish friend. Actually, it's a VFX artist we've got at the moment, who read what was it, Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and one of the words that stood out to him that he uses forever, all the time now, is obnoxious. He loves the sound of it.
It's a good word.
It is. Okay, I'm going to import your picture. If I can find it. Where'd I save it to? Here it is. In you go.
Have some birds.
Haha. Lovely, let's look at these. Oh, I love the face. Wow, how'd you get such perfect non-organic shapes? Oh
You
my
mean
God.
straight lines?
Jets.
Ruler.
Ruler. Oh, I can't do a ruler. It
Yeah,
just slides
just
off
a
the
credit
screen.
card. Oh well, yeah, I've got a textured screen protector on the old iPad, but basically I just use it's just like an old loyalty card. Just put it on the screen and just
Nice.
voila.
Oh, this is cool. She's got all the nom-noms. This is amazing. I love this. Haha, birdseed. What's this brown liquid with no bubbles? What is that?
I was trying to work out what I wanted to be drinking, so it was like either going to be cola, or at one point I just made it like neon green, so it looked like Mountain Dew. So I haven't really decided yet. It could be grape juice, which is bird.
Yeah. Though I can imagine her not having a healthy diet, because she's quite nerdy.
Well, it's like, how do you make a bird be unhealthy? Because seeds, that's not that unhealthy.
No.
Seed bar, granola bar.
Well, actually, granola bars, most of them are just full of sugar. They don't tell you that, because, they like to think you're...
Oh, well, the last place I used to work at, we actually made our own. We bound it with honey instead. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's honey and goji berries.
Nice.
Or agave for our vegan customers.
Coolios.
Oh, Jesus, that's actually a massive compliment. I love J-Axe's work. But yeah, the amount of detail that guy used to put, especially into the shoes, was nuts. But yeah, that character was Techno the Canary from the Fleetway comics.
Okay. Yeah, cool colour, character. Colour.
Oh, she's a cool character. The funny thing was, I was actually chatting with Rotalis, who recently did some work for the C2 team.
Yeah.
And it seems to be that of all the Fleetway characters, like Techno is the one that is most universally known. Like no one remembers characters like Captain Plunder or Pajamas or Ebony, but everyone seems to know Techno.
Oh yeah, it's quite recognisable, I guess. And she was in quite a few stories. Captain Plunder's hilarious though. Now you bring him up.
Hello, new people.
Completely forgot about him.
Well, I'd say everyone, well, all the people even the people who grew up with Fleetway don't remember Captain Plunder until you mention him. We're like, oh yeah, him.
There
Yeah,
you go.
he's in some really weird stories with Knuckles.
Jaw. Let's see if I remember what he did. Tusks.
Yeah, what was he supposed to be? He looked like a bulldog or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Just an absolutely massive bulldog, yeah.
But he had like a... Can't even remember. Did he have a big ring on his nose? Or was it on his lip?
Yeah, I think he had a nose ring. I think he was a pirate.
And he had massive... Oh yeah. Elson loved to do these massive eyebrows. Richard Elson.
Yeah, all of these characters had them. It kind of reminded me of, oh... I'm
World
trying
of
to think who it
Warcraft?
reminds me of now. Well, I suppose that would be the modern equivalent, yeah. World of Warcraft style orcs, yeah, with the huge brow ridges. Do we plan on... Oh, for Knothole, do we plan on joining the Red Bird characters in the back now? You mean from the Knothole residence sheets? Like including the pig, the skunk, the Red Bird, those kind of characters?
He had a hat on or something.
Yeah, he had a big pirate hat. He was a tricorn pirate hat. He also had an eye patch as well. Hello, Gemstone. Good morning, evening, wherever you are from at the moment.
I can't remember what he looked like.
I remember.
There we go.
Oh, Arsene
My
was saying
terrible attempt at remembering him.
To be honest, it looks pretty much bang on.
Nah.
Captain Plunder. Arsene says he'd explain exactly why everyone remembers Techno but don't want to get banned. I thought, well, I know she appeared in a panel from the Archie comics, but apparently it wasn't like an authorized thing. So the creator, this is why I get this so mixed up, because the creator of Techno has a very similar sounding name to Len Jensen.
What is it?
That's why I keep. I'm trying. This is why I keep getting them
Oh,
mixed
one
up.
of the writers.
Lou Stringer. Lou Stringer. Yeah, they didn't ask Lou Stringer's permission to use Techno in that panel, so there was a bit of tutting towards Archie when they did that. But it was still a nice nod. I think they actually used Ebony in that one as well.
Oh yeah, Ebony.
Oh, you're from the UK, Gemstone. Okay, cool. Well, good morning then. Fanatic, Walter Boss sadly is not permanently gone because annoyingly my admin rank doesn't have the privileges to ban people outright. I'm just permanently timeouting him. He's just perpetually in the void.
Oh, do you want me to do
You
something?
can yeah, well, I don't know if you can, but it seems how you might have the proper privileges since you're the one actually streaming. Just go into the user list and just ban the mook.
What's his name?
Walter Boss, the man.
I'm gonna have to switch to my mouse because. Now, how do I?
Gino, for the background characters for the Sat AM villager background characters in Knothole, with the risk of having spoilers, yes, we are using them. I'm not going to say in what context though, but yes, those characters are all being used because they were part of Sat AM. So that includes the pig, the turtle, the skunk. All those characters will be used.
It won't let me do anything.
It's fine. At the end of the day, I could just keep juggling him in timeout until we're done with the stream, and then he can go howl uselessly into the void.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. It's a shame I have to do that.
He's not difficult.
Okay
It's
then.
weird.
Sorry.
We won't let me ban the guy. The heck. Not a problem. Are you still there, Keith?
Yes.
Oh, cool! You just went very, very silent all of a sudden.
Oh, sometimes my...
Do you want to show? Do you want to show the new people to the stream the progress on the sequence so far?
Sure.
So you guys can see what you've missed so far. Just imagine it with Johnny B. Good playing in the background, or Footloose. Both work.
Johnny B. Footloose. Let me just finish this frame up. Just stick in the...
Team Season 3, what do you all think about people who have autism? Well, everyone's cool until they give us a reason to think otherwise.
Yeah, it's not really something to have an opinion on.
Yeah, I think everyone's a person, everyone's cool until they give you a reason to not want to talk to them, and then you move on. It's like asking, hey, what's your opinion on people who've got diabetes? You know, they're cool until they give you a reason to not be cool, you know.
Yeah. Of course, it's a bit more complicated, but yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
There's a great quote by one person: is you don't judge people by the group, you take them one at a time. Best way to do it.
Yeah. Unless you're doing a study on a group. But I'm just being facetious, don't mind me. Okay, let's go back to the intro, and I'll put the sound on. Sorry.
Do you know? Once I get my hand on all this footage played back to back, I'm totally going to give over to Break and just get him to splice in Johnny B. Good just so I can have that.
Doesn't take much. I think you can do it with
Like,
Windows Media Player.
Oh yeah, I have zero clue how to do any kind of video editing whatsoever. It's all witchcraft to me.
Oh, and you got a Mac. I'm sure there's a program.
No, I
that
do
comes
not.
with it.
How dare you, sir?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, sorry. Just because you worked at Apple, I instantly assumed.
Just because I work for Apple, and just because I do 90% of my work these days on an iPad, does not mean I have a Mac, sir. How dare you?
Okay, I'm going to play this now, and hopefully, it matches the sound this time.
No slight against
Beep 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 beep. Just going to loop that a second.
Cool, Fanatic. It's just for some people that kind of a question can feel a bit kind of loaded, you know. It's a question you have to be very, very careful when it comes to answering, because you don't want to be offending people. So, for my mind, when it comes to any kind of question like that, everyone is cool until they give you a reason to think otherwise. Doesn't matter what affliction they have. What do we think of an interaction between the Freedom Fighters and He-Man and the Masters of the Universe would be like? I would love to see an interaction between the original He-Man, Skeletor, and Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog Robotnik. I would just love to be a fly on the wall during that kind of a conversation. Just the sheer levels of villainous incompetence would be brilliant.
Oh, I'm just going to get more ice, because my ice has melted.
I love the fact that this is actually a thing for you. Have you considered a cooling pad or something? Well, that'd be interesting as well, yeah. It would have to be Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, if nothing else, than to have Scratch, Grounder, and Coconuts alongside Beastman, Merman, and Evil Lyn, and Lockjaw, of course. Just the sheer levels of villainous incompetence would be absolute glory. See, Arson, that's where you made the mistake. You wore pants, just... no one could see you. What's the point? Just get a tarp. You'll be fine.
Well, hello.
Glad
Back
you
again.
missed that part of the conversation, Keith.
Why? What happened?
Nothing. I'm just being vulgar.
Oh, okay. Cool, guys. The ice... Well, not really ice. It's an ice pack. But the other one was left out, so it's smelted. It isn't cold. So I'm iceless.
I just have this mad mental picture of you like just going to the freezer and pulling out a bag of frozen peas and putting your laptop on top of it just to get work done.
Well, there is a bag of frozen peas, and I was actually contemplating doing that. So you're not far off.
Oh man, the thermals on those machines must be awful.
Well, it's all metal. And the...
Which is strange because normally, with all metal chassis, normally they've got generally good thermal conductivity. It's usually why Apple uses aluminium for
like
their
a
chassis.
tablet, so it's not really got many places for the heat to escape. And it's got the vents.
Right.
The vents, this is the fun part. Because you turn the screen around to work on it the other way around. But if you would open it like a normal laptop, the vents are between the keyboard and the monitor. So when you're leaning the monitor slightly back, so you can rest your hand on it to draw, when you flip the monitor tablet part round, the back of it gets heated from the vents, the hot air coming up.
I'm going to answer these 3 questions in one shot because I've got what would an interaction between Thomas the Tank Engine, Freedom Fighters, Teen Titans, and Alien vs Predator being asked now. So for all these questions going forward, just imagine that song, the ultimate, the ultimate showdown of Ultimate Destiny? That.
Yeah.
Just go and play that on YouTube. And then at the very end, instead of Mr. Rogers, pretend it's Sonic. Good night, Fnatic. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the stream.
Fnatic, I recognise that name from Discord. Yeah, cheers. Cheers everyone for coming along. Let's get that music back going. I want a different one because the last of these tracks are a bit, epic and boring. Well, not boring. They're still great songs, but just a bit...
Kirsty Coon seems to be enjoying them. Christy Coon, sorry.
Oh yeah, great. Just the last one.
And just for the new people who've... Sorry there, Keith.
No, it's just...
Just for the new people who've turned up to the stream. This stream was a bit of an impromptu one, but we've got some more content coming out during the rest of the week. Keith has filmed a YouTube video, how to draw Sally Acorn, which will be up later on at some point.
Need to create an intro for that and record my voice over the top.
And on Saturday, we're having a proper Team Season 3 stream where we're going to be showcasing the work done by the background team. So we're going to be having one of the background artists, Sienna, doing some on-screen demonstrations for you all. We're also going to hopefully have Gloria, one of the background illustrators, as well as the voice of Bunny Rabbit and the storyboard artist on hand. We're going to have Tim, the art director. Hopefully we'll have Chief, the director, on hand. And Keith, are you going to be there?
Probably I'll miss that one because I'm sure people are being a bit bored of my drony voice going on live.
You're the Bob Ross of animation, mate.
Don't talk to me about life. Sorry,
that was such a good Marvin impression.
Oh, thank you. See, I'm perfect for dreary, boring types.
I'll see you later, Gino. Thanks for popping by. Yeah, pester me on Discord all you like, mate.
I wonder when
What
Sonic...
did you guys think of the Sonic Symphony? Oh, the Sonic Symphony was absolutely wonderful. Christy, absolutely loved it.
We were all in tears and we were chatting with each other on the Discord as the new song came up and like, oh, this is wonderful.
I adore the fact they got T. Lopez. I hope I'm pronouncing that right.
T. Lopes.
Composed.
Isn't it?
T. Lopes. I always thought it was Lopez. T. Lopez. Either way.
Maybe.
I always
Maybe
love...
T. Lopez.
I don't know. We'll have to ask them. But yeah, the fact they got their compositional skills to do the classic tracks was so good, and the performances by Crush 40 were fantastic.
I love the fact that they got
Really,
the
really
Saturn
enjoyed
games
it.
on there. Like Sonic Jam, I was never expecting to hear a Sonic Jam tune, and Sonic R was great.
I was only disappointed by a little bit of a lack of Sonic 3 music, but considering
Yeah.
the licensing kerfuffle with that music, I understood why.
Oh yeah, it's understandable still.
Plus,
disappointing.
anytime you want to listen to some banging Sonic 3 tracks, just type Sonic 3 OST remix into YouTube and just waste an evening. It's wonderful. I have got so many different renditions of Ice Cap theme, it's unreal.
What do you mean by waste an evening?
True that.
Evening well spent.
I mean, the best part for me was I sadly have not played most of the modern Sonic titles, most of the 3D ones. I mean, my experience was mostly the Genesis titles and Mania, which was awesome when they played Studio Oculus. That was so good. But yeah, it was my first time experiencing an awful lot of the newer generation music. So like the music from like Sonic Adventure 2, and even the remixed theme from Colors was kind of neat in a kind of a weird auto-tuney kind of way.
Oh yeah, I never grew up with the Master System or Game Gear games. So, because the console was like so expensive, and then you need like 1,000 batteries to get it running. So I never got that, but it looked amazing. But the songs are pretty good that they chose.
Oh yeah,
the tunes.
I mean, the Master System. The Master System was actually the first console I ever owned. I mean, I didn't actually get a Genesis or Mega Drive until like Sonic 3 had been out for ages. I think Sonic and Knuckles was just coming out around about that time. And me and my brother, we've pulled together allowances for almost a year to be able to buy ourselves a Mega Drive, and even then it was a kind of a refurbished second-hand one, Gen 2 one as well. But yeah, the Master System was my first one. And yeah, the soundtrack for Sonic 1, the 8-bit one, is so good.
Nice.
And T. Lopez does some amazing covers of the 8-bit music as well. His renditions of Bridge Zone and Labyrinth are so good. I assume it's a he. Could be a she. I'm making assumptions.
He's a he. Seen his face, I believe, on some videos somewhere.
Sorry, Stout, I missed that. Yes, I got the pilot sent to me. Can't speak for Keith or Tim or anyone else, but yeah, I certainly got it. Although I'm not in the industry, I'm just a weirdo who hangs around with them, trying to mooch off their skills as much as possible.
Ha! He's more talented than I am.
One day I'll learn how to do this animated witchcraft, and then you'll all be sorry.
Yeah, animation, I can teach in 2 weeks. Teaching people to draw, that takes a lifetime. But yeah. Give me a couple of weeks with you and you'll know how to do everything that I know.
See you, Stephen. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Don't forget to tune in Saturday. Oh wow, it's 2 a.m. over in Texas.
Oh, ouch. Sorry, guys.
I was going to say it's almost 8 a.m. here.
It's almost 9 here. My son
So
will
how
be
long have we
crashing
been going
through the
now?
door.
3-4 hours?
I should probably
Good Lord.
get my kid up and take him to the park so he doesn't sleep for too long.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll finish this
Doesn't
stream
time
and do
fly
that.
when you're having fun?
It
Do you know, that's
does.
one of the things we're going to have to learn to do with these streams is to actually, put some kind of a timer on it, because, left to our own devices, we just will keep going.
Well, I mean, nothing compared to the Sonic 2 HD streams. Single guys.
Well, how long were they?
Oh, one of them lasts like 19 hours, or split up into two.
19.
So it's like 30 something hours in total. Because it was split into two. Just stopped halfway through for like a second. Made a new one. Yeah, something like that. Don't know if someone needs to correct me, but like a ridiculous sum of hours.
Stowers, I can guarantee you my reaction after seeing your animatic of the Sonic Utopia level run through. It's probably going to be the same reaction you get when you jingle something shiny at a magpie. It's going to be an awful lot of going, ooh! Although magpies don't tend to make that noise.
Should hope not.
Too bad. Hang on, Washington. Isn't that East Coast?
Wait. What happened with his hand?
Nihilus can make Sonic hypnotized into submission according to the comics. Ain't that right? Yes, I believe it is. It certainly is in the Season 3 comic.
Let me just check that. See if that works.
But Lazar could also do the same thing. If you remember, the Book of Spells could also hypnotize people. Sorry, the Computer of Spells. Man, that was a daft thing. It was so daft, I loved it.
Computer of Spells.
Yeah, it was just a crystal with like a projecting lens on it, and it's the Computer of Spells. I'm like, aye, all right then. Why not? You know, I ain't gonna argue with the guy. He's a wizard after all. Oh, it's awesome to hear trains. Like I said, I think the stream's going to be a bit earlier for people.
Yeah.
Still waiting for confirmation from Chief about that.
I think I'm going to pack up now. Because I need to go take my kid to the park. And get him up, because he should be sleeping. It's too late.
Save all the terrible influence on Keith. We keep him here so he neglects his responsibilities as a responsible parent.
Oh, that's a bit floaty, isn't it, that jump?
Sorry, you can fix it later.
Fix it in comp.
Shall we give them one last playthrough?
Yeah, just change the timing of this. And spacing a bit.
For those curious, the background that Sonic is dancing over, that was one of our background painters that will be... Was that Sienna that did that one? Or was that
Sienna, yeah, this is Sienna's painting.
Yeah.
I'll just show everyone
So
about
that's
the white.
So that's going to be who's
the
going to be demonstrating for you on Saturday.
There we go.
Where is Sienna based? Is she in America?
I'm not sure.
So I was wondering, is it going to be an all-Yank affair to make up for the two Brit streams back to back?
Yes, probably something easier times to digest for our American cousins.
Should we find that wonderfully ironic that, you know, we're streaming at times that are easy for Americans, but both of us are in Europe? And the Americans are nowhere in sight. Sorry, our American colleagues are nowhere in sight. Yeah, look at that background. Ain't that gorgeous? That's what we need. We need Sienna to do the painting while Keith does his best Bob Ross impression over the top. Got some happy little huts here. We'll just put some happy little lights on here. And another one there, because every light needs a friend.
Oh, I think you could do a better impression. But yeah, I would have liked to have gotten a bit more of the rough finished for this stream, but there we go. Especially the last little jump out, looks a bit clanky.
only you could hear Chewie's music playing over the top of that.
I could, but I'm going to put it on again. It's too loud and... like
They give him something to look forward to.
chill music we're listening to whilst watching this. Total clash.
That's okay, Stout. We're all big boys. Now, we've all probably seen The Terminator by now, so I reckon we'll be okay.
Cool beans.
Right then, well, we'll let Keith get away and look after his kid, and we'll let you guys go to bed. Again, just a reminder, next stream is going to be on Saturday, probably a little bit earlier. It's going to be on the background illustrators. We're going to have Tim, Gloria, Sienna, and Chief. Maybe Megan if we can swing her. Who knows? And later on in the week, we might be uploading Keith's How to Draw Sally Acorn video as well. So lots of stuff to look forward to. So keep an eye on the social medias, pop on the Discord, give us money via Patreon, all that jazz.
I'm hoping to get my wife to record me doing a little stupid intro bit with her wearing a Hawaiian shirt, doing a Disney thing. But yeah, see how that goes. If I feel silly enough at the time.
Well, final question for Full Master: which character would you like to do a redesign for from Sea3on? I think I want to redesign any of them really. I like them all.
Haven't you kind of redesigned them in a way for not Hulk?
I do, but we're doing it for one, stylistic reasons, but also for I kind of wish certain people were here for this, but we have a certain mandate that requires them to be redesigned for certain reasons. But in terms of like how the show looks, I wouldn't redesign any of them. I think they all look perfect. Except maybe Dulcie's lips. Not a fan of them. Actually, no, I take it back. I would redesign one character. I'd redesign Season 2 Antoine and put him back to Season 1. How about you, Keith? Last thought.
It's like actually feel needs redesigning? I guess. None of them. Oh, maybe Rota, make his mouth a little bit easier to work with, because it's a bit. He's only got one expression at the moment. It's very hard to make that mouth with the giant tusks in the way to form any proper sort of shape of the mouth rather than just sad, frowny. But yeah, apart from that, I like them all. Oh wait, no, I'd have them all completely redesigned to how they were in those original sketches, if you've seen them. Those were awesome.
Oh, the human ones?
Yeah, the human ones, but
the Don Bluth phase?
Yeah, the Don Bluth phase. Those were lovely.
Oh Lord. Right guys, we're going to get our stubs away. Thanks very much for